time Shaggy sets the stakes, he lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine. But here comes a storm, right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We asked for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. I see him grinning behind the wheel. He loves the chaos, that's his deal. But one day soon we'll outsmart the skies and leave the Rainmaker high and dry. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. My friend, you're bringing the rain. Oh. But the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine. But here comes a storm, right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the PHG World Series. Tonight, we arrived at a circuit where racing history was written at full speed, Le Mans. The track doesn't just test drivers, it tells stories. And tonight, we add another chapter with one of motorsport's most iconic rivalries, Ford versus Ferrari. Different philosophies, different legacies, same goal. From the sweeping curves to the endless straights, this is a place where patience is tested, bravery is rewarded, and mistakes are remembered. Same class, same rules, a legendary rivalry reborn out of one of the biggest stages on racing. Buckle up because there is nothing slow about what comes next. I could not be more excited to introduce our comms team for tonight. Our first needs no introduction, but we give him one anyway. He is the proprietor, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Papa. Papa, how are you tonight?
I am doing great, Slow Mo. I hope everybody's doing great. Ready for some great racing, man. I can't wait for
Yeah,
this.
you got your galoshes on, I'm sure, right? Because it could be a
Absolutely.
little wet today.
Umbrella's right here next to me.
Yeah, very good. And we also have a true Ford expert here with us tonight to represent the blue side of the school. Mustang Chuck, thank you so much for joining us here in the booth for tonight's race. Mustang Chuck, how are you, sir?
I am doing outstanding, Slow Mo. How are you doing, sir?
You know what? I'm wonderful. This is an awesome, awesome combo. I've been stoked about this since it was announced. I can't wait to see these guys battling out on the track. But before we get into the race details, let's take a quick moment and make sure and thank our partners for supporting tonight's broadcast.
Well, I'm going to start with 4D Racewear. Tonight, PHG World Series broadcast is proudly supported by 4D Racewear. 4D redefines racing comfort and performance. Engineered for speed, designed for durability, and built to move with you through every lap, turn, and finish line in style. Stop by the website to shop for some of their awesome racewear and check out their socials to show us some love. 4dracewear.com. And don't forget to use the Papa 10X for a 10% discount on your order.
We're also supported by Lithograph Comics, your destination for discovering and collecting great comics. Greg, aka Litho, is a comic book fanatic, historian, and lifelong collector, sharing the journey, pickups, and the occasional grail item. You can find Lithograph Comics on Instagram.
Yeah, and the clean visuals that you're seeing tonight throughout the season 3 are powered by VXD Graphics. For graphic design and digital visuals, you can find VXD Graphics online, and the links are also going to be in the description. And last but certainly not least, a big thank you to Mist Chronicles by Lawrence Brown. Join Mist on his journey to hone skills as a deadly swordsman and protect the mainland. Creative worlds and immersive storytelling, you can explore the works of our good friend Tusm by finding his chronicles on Amazon. A big thank you to all our sponsors for your subscriber info can be found in the description below. Please be sure to stop by and show those guys some of the PHG love.
Please
So,
do. Please do.
without further ado, let's look at our top 10 points leader here for the series. And Mustang Chuck, would you mind running us through the top 10, please?
Yes, I'll go ahead and do that. So in first we have Q3 KW Wilcox with 1,170 points. In second place we have my friend PHG Rick Shear with 970 points. In third place we have Talon with 960 points. In fourth we have PHG Josh Moment with 945. In fifth place we have Papa Oso with 890 points. In sixth place we have Jorge Sr. with 820 points. In seventh, we have Mr. McNaughty himself with 814 points. In eighth, we have Mr. Casual with 770 points. In ninth, we have S7R Wid with 765 points. And in 10th, we have VIP Left to Pass You with 725 points.
That's 6 different teams in the top 10. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
That is amazing.
how cool
That's
is that?
awesome.
Yeah, really great variety in team support through the PHG World Series. It is not
Yes.
just for PHG, ladies and gentlemen. So,
No.
just an example there with the leaderboard, how many different groups have been represented throughout these so far. Lots of good drivers there, even below them on the list as well. So, now let's take a little bit of a look at what the drivers are going to be up against tonight. Papa, do you want to talk us through the track tales?
Absolutely. First off, I want to point out the graphics. Great job on the graphics. Love the blinking headlights in the back. Other than that, we are at De La
It's so
Sarthe,
cool.
Le Mans. 12 laps. Tire wear is at 3 times. Racing mediums are required this race. And you're going to see how that plays out through the strats here. Fuel consumption is at 2 times with a refuel rate of 3 liters per second. And the cars were in the Group 3s, Fords or Ferraris.
We already know which
Yeah,
one
and Papa, I think
the best one is.
I was gonna say, it's important to add that the drivers could pick any GR3 car as long as it was a Ford or Ferrari. So there you see the mix in the drivers' selections. Pretty even split there, kind of between the Ferraris. But when it came to Ford, Chuck, everybody went with the G race car.
Yeah, it makes a Ford fan like me happy to see. I'm a little disappointed to not see the older model of the Ford GT because that is my personal favorite. But at the same time, I do realize and understand that the newer GT race car model is better on the top end. I'm just a sucker for super retro styling with the GT Le Mans race car Spec 2 and the GT Le Mans Spec 2 test car. Uh, a couple people choosing the Mustang. That's great. It's my namesake. I happen to own a Mustang myself. But I really am hoping for a good showing from my beloved Ford camp today.
Yeah. I think I did to see how the teams fare against each other. And again, Papa, to your point, how are these graphics that we got for tonight's race? This is so cool.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Now let's take a look at what drivers we are going to have here in our first split. And I'll go ahead and run you through these guys real. So first of all, we have in car 62 PHG Sliced. Uh, car number 9 S7R. Jorge driving the number 6 car, McNaughty in the number 7 car, Hugh in the 26 Ferrari there. Mr. Casual will be in the number 8 car. You have PHG Raider, who is in the 14 Ferrari. Number 2 is going to be PHG Rick Shear. Car number 13 will be PHG Flux. Car number 21, you've got BHRJ Dog. Car 66, we have M6585. I think I got that right.
IT 6585.
Oh, okay. Thank you. In car number 11, we have FAF Bovagito. Car 12 is PHG Jersey, and car number 30, rounding out our grid, is PHG Rowdy. So, really strong group there. While we've got that image up on the screen, anybody to watch out for from either of you guys?
Ooh,
I
for
think.
me,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Pops.
Chuck. Go ahead, man.
Oh, okay. I really think some people to look out for would be definitely Sliced. He's very fast. He's one of our aliens. But another one who comes around when he's able to. He's a farmer by trade, so he's not able to participate as much as he would like. Is PhD Rowdy. He's done some real life racing in the past, and those skills obviously can and will translate into sim racing. So I'd say keep an eye on the guy at the front of the field and the guy at the rear of the field.
And just to follow up about PhD Rowdy, this is his first time racing at Le Mans within a race. He's done some laps here and there for other stuff, but this is his actual first race at Le Mans. But I would definitely keep an eye out
Wow.
on Jorge too. You can't forget about Jorge or McNaughty. McNaughty's
Yeah,
quick,
actually,
trust me.
those are the two that we always see do some their names are up there. Wid, I think,
Yeah,
is another one that you're really gonna have to watch out for. The SR7 team is very good. They've got a lot of skill. They share a lot of knowledge throughout
yeah.
the team, and those guys definitely show up prepared. So really excited to see how our grid's going to play out. I don't know if the drivers are quite ready to start qualifying just yet, but I think we're getting very close to that.
This whole grid is talented. I can't wait for this race.
Yeah, I like I said earlier, I've been excited for that the entire time, all week looking forward to this race, really even since it was announced. I mean, it's such a cool combo, such an iconic combo.
Yeah,
These guys are gonna make these these cars look incredible out there as we
yeah.
always do. Big shout out to Mish for the $5 donation, a tithing to her crown.
Mishi.
Congrats. Thank you so
It
much.
looks
And it looks like
and
Mr.
Jersey.
Casual is they're coming in like crazy. Mr. Casual, with the donations there, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We very much appreciate that support. Really appreciate everybody out there watching. Hoping this is going to be a very exciting race, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be. These top one drivers and top three drivers are always very, very good.
Got Jersey
So,
following up with his $10 donation.
woo! Where did these guys go?
D-Dub's dropping a 20. Like everybody's just trying to beat each other here for the number one spot. Guys better get with it.
Yeah,
Keep
you
it
guys
going,
are
man.
killing it out there. This is awesome.
Right?
And as you can see, we are moving out towards the track here.
Let's go.
It is official. We're going to get this qualifying session underway and let these drivers go out and run their hot lap, which is a long one.
And it's a wet one.
It is a wet one.
Not a fan of the wet.
No, I think the
Not a fan
the
of
three
wet.
of us in the booth are probably here appropriately. I know for a fact Papa doesn't like driving in the rain. I don't enjoy it very much, and
Heard
have
that,
never
huh?
been good at it. And Mustang Chuck, if you're driving Mustang, the rain's probably not your friend ever.
No, not at all. My ST is fine in the rain and in the snow. It's pulling the car along, not pushing it along. I'm not a fan of that. And even my practice for Nations today, it's going to be pretty much all in the rain. And once again, not a fan, but we'll figure it out.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I know Nations can be a battle there. So, and we ride along board with Rowdy at the moment as he's going through and taking a look at everybody's liveries, so everybody can get a good look at.
I love that purple. The
Oh,
Jersey car. Amazing. Great liveries on all these cars.
Oh yeah.
Jorge
Hey,
is
can you hear me?
pulling his
Okay, sorry about
lead
that.
here.
I think there's been some technical challenges throughout the day so far, but we're gonna get through them.
It wouldn't be a PHG production without a little bit of technical challenges, but
It's a
Yeah,
solar
there is.
flare. It's not us. It's a solar flare.
Yeah,
no, it's a.
the sun is doing a lot of that solar flare stuff. Hey, Fernando, a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for I think that was a $10 gift. 5 gifted membership. Excuse me on
Nice,
that.
Nando.
And then
K-Dub.
K-Dub with a $10.
Nice
It
job,
is
guys.
Thank you both so
Rain.
much.
Coming in. All right, so we take a look here.
Ooh, Wid getting a little squirrely back there in P2. I don't know if that was netcode or if that was actually him getting a little sideways.
It is. If you take a look at that rain meter, which is down in the bottom left-hand side here, we'll take a look on board WID. And yes, he definitely got a little wiggle going in there, Mustang. You called it correctly.
But I want to point out with all these top drivers here, I want everybody to notice that they are not using any assists. This is all natural skill and talent that they're keeping these cars under it.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
It's
I mean, I can barely
amazing.
do it on dry pavement without it.
Right.
They're on wet pavement.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice. I know it took me a long time to mostly run no assist myself. So any of you out there watching that are struggling with not using assists, just keep practicing, and with time comes speed, and you'll eventually be able to not have to use assists.
Hey, I think one of the bigger amateur mistakes that can be made is trying to go too fast right off the bat. You got to go slow to go fast. You got to work your way up to it. Run a good lap and then just build on that instead of pushing too hard. Well, at least that's the mistake I generally make. So,
Me too.
I'm sorry, I heard another dono come through. I didn't quite catch that. Papa, did you catch that one?
I think it was at $10 from Arrow. I've gifted from Arrow. Sorry.
Nice job. Thank you, guys. Wow, they're coming in so quick. I can't even keep up with it. We got a race to watch here, You guys keep those going, though.
Naughty's slipping a little bit here.
Yeah, we're taking a look on board with McNaughty. Let's see how he manages
Oh,
just a
yeah.
little slippage, nothing too serious.
Just
Still on
didn't
the out
turn.
lap.
No pin, though, so that's good. See how many people pit this first lap. Rick Shear.
I still
Yeah,
maintain that whoever puts chicanes right before the start-finish line is evil.
it is a tricky entrance for that pit. Papa, how long do you expect? Do you expect rain all qualifying?
No, it will actually start drying out this second lap. That's why I was
Okay.
curious. Ooh, Jorge getting
Jorge is all over the
really.
place.
Yeah, and you'll notice Jorge is driving on the full wet compound. If you look down there in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the PHG World Series logo. The tire compound can be found right to the right of that. And then below that is that rain meter we're talking about. It's still up in the upper third for that meter. So that means there is quite a bit of water on this portion of the track. Although we all know Le Mans is an enormous track, and the track can have different levels of water at many different parts. So let's
And
see how the drivers.
just so anybody down there watching knows, so that first line on the rain meter is where it's generally safe to use. Generally safe. I want to emphasize that generally safe to use racing slicks. Above that, it's suggested that you use mediums or intermediates, and then the line above that one is where it's suggested that you use heavy wets.
Yeah, thank you. And you look at these guys; they are going almost on straight. Everybody's very close, so they are using that opportunity to get a little bit of slipstream, try
Yes.
and keep themselves close to the guy in front of them.
Yeah, that's the
I don't
difference
know.
in
Is
this.
anybody? I wonder if anybody's doing a fuel burn here on the early laps.
I don't know. I can tell you that the difference from qualifying for your split versus this is, like you were saying earlier, there is slipstream, so there is something to gain by being behind somebody and keeping it close.
Yeah, look at Rick there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a gutsy move by Rick, running racing softs with the
I love it.
moisture still on the track. Let's see how he does.
I love it.
Yeah, and Papa,
There
to
is a
your
dry
point,
line,
though,
it
that
looks
meter
like.
is coming down very quickly. If you look at
Yes.
that rain meter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just the outlap, so he's definitely planning on making the next one count.
He
Considering
should
they're
get
about
4 laps,
7.
so
Okay.
Rick has got himself set up for 2 hot laps. Everybody else, if they pit now, they're going to be down to 1. Looks like J-Dog pit.
And it looks like, Jorge and Q are the only ones that still remain out on the track on wet. So maybe to your point, they're planning on just doing the one hot lap. They're going to run,
Yeah.
a good, maybe a good banker here on the wets, and then see what they can improve on the
How
soft
many are on
compound
the
for that.
intermediates? Do we know?
Yeah, Papa, I think it's a very small group of them that are not on the intermediates, where some of them are on the wets, and then you've got, we saw J Dog and Q are on the soft. Or I might have got that backwards.
I think it's Rick Shear and J-Dog
There you go. Thank you.
are on the softs. Everybody else still on wet tires, so they should be coming into the pits now, which is going to make lap 3 their another out lap. But yeah, they're only going to have 1 hot lap on their belt, where Rick Shear and J-Dog will have 2.
Yep, and to your point, here comes Jorge and a bunch of other drivers following in, dipping
Yeah.
into the pits,
I
including
bet you see them
Slice,
all.
Casual, IT.
I like that
Let's see.
Shelby livery paint scheme on IT's Ford GT.
I saw that. That is very sharp, isn't it?
Yeah. America.
America. So Rick and J-Dog have elected to stay out. Makes sense, as we know Rick is already on that soft compound.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you can really see the track drying out now.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely a very, very big dry line. At least from our perspective.
Now, the only downside is Rick has nobody to work with at this point. He is kind of all by
That's a good
himself
point.
in no man's land.
He
Yeah,
I
should
wonder
come
if
especially
out
that's
with
going
back
to
in the
hurt him
pack,
on the
though.
qualifying.
yeah. And
And
that's
it looks
definitely important on a big track like this with the long straights. You've got the potential for you to help somebody else out, and they in turn help you out through some bump drafting and all that. But at the same time, some people like to have the track all to themselves. So
Well, Rick should come out right behind a couple of these drivers. He might be able to grab the tail end of them.
yeah, that could work out to his advantage if that's how it plays out. And it looks
Yes.
like they're a little
See,
bit
here
up
we
ahead
go.
of him.
We got Raider and Bobajito coming out right next to him. So J
Looks
Dog's
like
going to be in a little bit of an issue.
J Dog's all solo, huh?
Yeah, he's way in the back. I say way. He's about 10 seconds back or so.
like Rick Shear is also running that Shelby paint scheme as well.
Oh, I wonder if they
I would
shared
say
delivery. Okay.
yeah, I would say that I like the Golf livery because I do like the color combo, but it's on a Ferrari, so
We got a good look at Sliced, who has gotten in front of Jorge at this point. Jorge right now is sitting in the, I guess you could call that the partial first place. We'll see if he's going to be able to keep that grid position as they start getting some more hot laps going on. We don't have too many qualifying laps that have been put in so far just yet.
Yeah, nobody's finished the lap yet. First one we'll
Right.
see will be Rick
All out
Shear.
laps and pit stops, huh?
Yep. Yeah, the first hot lap we'll see completed will be Rick Shear. And then J Dog right behind him.
As you see Slice going
one
into-
downside about this track is that because it's so big, one mistake in any one of the corners and it's going to amplify as time goes on throughout your lap.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it certainly does. And, to that point, Mustang Chuck, a lot of the drivers in here are very skilled. So, I think the key to today's race is going to have to be running clean and really keeping yourself out of trouble on track and with the pack. Because I think if you lose, pace with everybody and you get that lead group that's able to slipstream with each other and get away, I think they'll do just that. But time will tell as we see these drivers working their way back up to the start finish to start their first hot laps. Here is Rick Shear, who is the only driver on a hot lap that I know of. J Dog, I believe, is the other one. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And to Chuck's point, that is a good looking livery there.
Oh yeah.
Love the classic white with the blue racing stripes on there.
Oh yeah. Ford power, baby.
Looks even better with
a,
that PHG logo, I gotta say.
I was just thinking the same
yeah.
thing, Slow-Mo,
Were
but
ya?
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, you should have. The big Cobra
may
on it.
borrow, yeah, if I may borrow a quote from the great Jeremy Clarkson, maybe a little bit paraphrased, but Ford is all about speed and power.
There you go. We're going to find out which brand is going to be the most about speed and power today. Based on what I saw in some of the qualifying laps, it looks like Ford may have this one, depending upon how our Ferrari team can do today.
Oh yeah, and even from it's been a while since I've driven the Ford GT, especially the ones you see featured here in this race. They do have a lot of top end, but they're also very squirrely. You got to have a lot of discipline on the throttle, or else you're gonna find that thing sideways.
Yep.
Yeah, Chuck, to your point, that's one thing that I've always somewhat disliked about Fords. They almost have too much power sometimes.
Should see Rick Shear should just about be
There's
ready
no
to
such
put
thing
his
as
lap
too much
in.
power.
Perfect
Tim
timing.
Taylor's going nuts right now. Oh,
406.8.
so yeah, 4.08.870 is a pretty good lap, if I'm not mistaken.
With those softs, that's about 14 seconds faster. 13 to 14 seconds faster than what we ran in split qualifying. Because it was wet 4 freaking laps.
Yep.
Aggie.
And that makes it tough as we saw these guys navigate the water early. Now they've got a fairly decent dry track. So there's J-Dog, who's going to also put up a 4:08.
Nice.
And Slice here is kind of leading the group as far as the remaining those guys who have not finished an out lap yet. He's got a little bit of space between him and the next driver, so nobody's slowing him down at least. And with the size of the track and just the length of the times, it's a little bit of a longer qualifying session for these guys. So there is a possibility. It looks like Rich here and J-Dog could end up with an extra lap, an extra hot lap if they play their cards right. We'll see if that how long the runoff is and if that plays out correctly for them. And it looks like Slice is going pretty well. He's got himself in the purple. Sorry, go ahead, Chuck.
You're good. I was just going to say, we see here from what I like to call the broadcast view, where it looks like they have a very big dry line to be able to. Oh, got an incident?
Looks like McNaughty got himself into a little bit of trouble.
Oh no!
Spin in the chicane, perhaps. We didn't quite get to see what happened.
But talking about the dry line, and it looks, big, but when it's you in the car, for those of us who do cockpit or VR, or for people who do bumper cam, it's a whole different world when you sit there and you look at it inside the car. It's not as big as you think. You always feel constrained.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for those who can do the VR. Unfortunately, I simply cannot. My body doesn't like it, but it is.
That's fair.
It's similar to a view that's just like this, except a little bit more intense as you ride along board with Slice.
I just want to point out we do have one car sitting in the pits. I bet nobody. Oh, Slice. Hopefully,
hang on to it, dude.
Nobody's gonna be surprised on who that is. He's working his nickname quite well. Rage Quit Rowdy. Quit on his pit. That was a good save by Slice while I was sitting there rambling.
Oh yeah,
that really was. To
Sign of a good
Chuck's
driver
point, it
to
can
be
go
shit.
south fast.
403.
4:03. Yeah, we thought the 4:08s were decent. How about a 4:03 to put up top then? And here comes the rest of the pack. So Jorge with a 4:04. Wid puts himself up into the P1 position for now with a 4:02.853. The scoreboard is going to shuffle around a little bit as we see these guys getting through the first hot lap. Looks like IT 5585 has got into a little bit of trouble. Papa, can you talk us through this? Let's see what happens.
I think it looked like he just got out there on that curb. It's still wet out there. Got to stay on the dry line. I've made that mistake many times.
So easy to do. You're used to pushing the limits of the track, and you got to remember that dry line, right?
Yep. Those curbs are still holding the moisture.
Yeah, they do like a bowl.
Yeah.
I also do like that. As Bobagito comes across the line in fifth, I like that PBR on the side of that. That's my favorite cheap beer to drink. So good on you, Bobagito.
Okay,
looks like you didn't put in a lap either, huh?
You did not put in a lap, huh? Let's see, is everybody, do we have flashing lights everywhere, or are they still hot lap?
I think, that's everybody completed. Well, okay, so this is what it looks like from the pit, sitting in Rowdy's car. Just kind of sitting here some more, yelling at yourself, throwing controllers. No, this
I
is
think
race
we're
where
all
Rowdy's.
guilty of that.
Yeah,
He's on the
absolutely.
intermediate, so he's ready to go. He's ready
Yeah,
for this race to
he's
start.
ready. Absolutely.
It looks like Mr. Casual got himself a 1-seconder that he doesn't have to serve because, well, they're done qualifying. So you're going to get one. Now's the time. I hope that didn't invalidate his lap.
It might have, because I don't see him up there, and he's
Yeah,
usually
I
pretty
didn't see.
quick. Where is Mr. Casual? Let's find out.
Let's take a look at our qualifying results here. Mustang, do you want to run us through these?
Oh, I would love to,
Thank you,
considering
sir.
what it's looking like right here. So we got S7R Wid in the 4GT with a 4-minute, 2-second .853. We got Sliced with most of these are 4GTs, so I'm going to skip saying 4GTs until it gets to a Ferrari. We got PHG Sliced with a 403.702. We got Jorge Senior with a 404.931. We got Rick Shear, PhD Rick Shear with a 405.257. We got BHR J Dog with a 405.526. We've got FAF Bobagito with a 406.027. We got PHG Jersey with a 406.039. We got PHG Flux with a 407.693. And then we've got the first Ferrari in the grid. PHG Raider with a 408.825 back to the 4GTs with IT6585 with a 427.525. And we've got McNaughty with the 4GT as well with a 437.587. And Mr. Casual, Rowdy, and Q did not post a qualification time.
And that is
All
our
right.
starting grid. So very interesting. Unfortunate for a couple of those drivers weren't able to get a qualifying lap down like Mr. Casual there, and obviously Q and Rowdy. So that's a tough way to get started. They're going to have some work to do to climb up this field of talented drivers as we get started here. Papa, correct me if I'm wrong. This grid start,
It is grid start with
yeah.
full start check. So
At
Ooh.
least they don't have to run to the car.
exactly.
That would be an interesting mechanic, though. Got to mash a
I,
couple buttons to get your
Right.
driver in the
Right.
car.
I would love to see how that worked. Yeah, that would be fun. Just button smashing to get him over there, and then you got to get in.
That would be
If
cool.
it's like if
Yeah,
it's like
quick time
Grand Theft
events.
Auto, they make it where you're not right at the door, you can't get in. That could be fun. So don't forget
Mhm.
the website for the PHG World Series is pinned down in the chat. So stop by, take a look at some of the upcoming races. And again, if you're not a member of the PHG Discord, make sure and get in there. You get to talk to all the drivers, us announcers, all the production crew. Everybody within the PHG world is involved, and actually, some of the other teams are very active there as well within the PHG
Yes.
Discord. So jump in there. That's a wonderful place to start if you're trying to get yourself going. You don't know where to start. You don't know what race team you want to start listening to. The
Come on
PHG
by.
is the perfect place to get started. So I think our drivers are getting themselves geared up and getting ready with their final checks on the cars, final walkthroughs. We are going to be hitting the track here in just a second. So before we do that, let's go over to Mustang Chuck. Chuck, who is going to be your ghost here? Who are you picking to come out on top of this one?
Well, we got a lot of 4GTs who qualified very well. Um, I really can't call it. I know Rowdy had some issues during qualification, but I'm not going to count him out because,
Right.
once again, going back to the real life experience and having to set up the car and knowing how a car handles in real life racing versus sim racing. Um, I think Rowdy might make some good moves, but I really can't call it with all the Fords up front.
That's fair. Papa, any changes from your thoughts earlier?
No, but one thing I do want to point out is you got the two 458s in here, Raider and P9 and Q in P14 in those 458 Ferraris. Watch them on the starts and acceleration out of the corners while this track is wet. Very, very quick cars coming out of these corners. You're going to see
Yeah,
them make moves right out of the green flag.
yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. You were talking about that earlier in the week in Discord that the Ferrari may do a little bit better in the rain. So while the
Yeah.
track's wet, those guys could have a slight advantage over the guys that have chose the Ford. And that could play out very interesting, as we know there
Yep.
will be rain throughout
Mhm.
today's race. So
Yes, Shaggy.
looks like
Thank
we
you
are
for the
ready to
rain.
get going here. The drivers are on track. You're
Boogity,
looking
boogity,
on board
boogity.
straight down SR7
Let's go
with,
racing,
and
boys.
nothing slow about this. We're racing. Here we go. Grid start in the rain. It doesn't get more exciting than Le Mans. The PHG World Series here
Look
is
at that.
underway. Here we go. It's going to be a fun couple first turns. It looks like Sliced is able to get himself up into that P1 position. Witt is trying to really keep himself up in
Oh, a bunch
front
of
of
guys
Jorge.
going
I
back
saw a
on.
little bit of,
Yep.
yeah, a little bit of something going on. A couple of guys have
Yeah.
run wide. Let's see if we can see what happened. We're going to wait till these guys get on the straight to go back to the replay. So hang tight there. There you look on board as Wid is trying to fight off Jorge and also catch up to Sliced at the same time. There's Rich here with Bobagito in tow. Flux, Raider, J-Dog, IT, Casual, Q, and Rowdy right now.
It looks like Jorge's the only one on wet.
Really, that is interesting. So here we are back at
Ooh,
turn
look at that
one.
gaggle.
Yeah, that is a
that is a
gaggle, isn't
crazy
it? That's a
part.
mess. And all that water washing around.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
Little tap to Q maybe, I think, and sent him wide. So that's wow. That's actually a little bit cleaner than it could have been. So
Yeah,
we are
right?
now down the Mulsanne Straight. They're going through the first chicane in the lead group. And they are still packed up pretty closely, although 1, 2, and 3 seem to be creating a little bit of a gap between themselves and the field. Let's see if that holds up through the second chicane. And you are going to see these guys in line as they're coming down this way, trying to suck up as much slip and get a position to make a move. Papa, what's your move going into the chicane? Do you like the inside or the outside?
When the track's wet, I like the inside because you want to stay off the dry line or off the race line.
Lights getting squirrely.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I try and going into the chicane, I try staying to the inside as you're coming in. You're just gonna on these wet tires, you can have better braking in rain. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to make a solid pass on the outside in wet weather.
Correct.
You don't
Absolutely.
can't quite carry that momentum like you would want to. You see Raider, who's going to try and peek inside a Flux, not able to get anything done there, so he thinks wiser and backs out as they go down into Mulsanne corner.
Now, I have heard that they added the 2 chicanes to the Mulsanne Straight as a safety measure in real life because of just the, excuse me, the raw amount of speed that you can get on that super long straight. And I'm pretty sure it's in the game that you can take the chicanes out if you want to drive it without them. But just imagine how it was back in the day. Yeah, the Joker series run by Sal does that. But just imagine back in the day, Le Mans has been around for a since our, well, I'm 41 years old, since my parents were kids. And even before that, probably. Just imagine the just extreme amounts of speed that you would see down that straightaway. My God.
Yeah, you get a little taste of that if you've watched the Ford vs Ferrari movie. If you haven't, I highly recommend that. If you're watching this, the chances are you've probably seen it. I'm sure all the Ford fans are out there screaming "Go like hell" right now.
Right? Get
him! The country roads, Lee.
Curious to see if anybody pits at the end of this lap. It's like in qualifying. Yeah. J-Dog and Rick.
You're the Posteraries. What's going on?
Because you can already see the line drying out there.
Jorge and Q, the only ones on full wets.
Everybody else took intermediate. So here we go. We're coming up towards that pit entrance. Curious to see who's going to make that move.
No takers yet.
Well,
and the amount of moisture on the track right now, too, that's definitely a judgment call if you want to do intermediates or full wets. Because if you look at that rain meter, like I told you before, down at the bottom left under the PHG World Series banner there, in certain portions it's going to spike up to where maybe you should have heavy wets on, but in a lot of portions it's going to be, well, intermediates can handle this just fine. Definitely a judgment call on your style as a driver and your strategy.
Yeah, and we're currently on board with our fellow comms, Mr. Casual, who's trying to find some room around Bobagito. He seems to be peeking inside and outside, but has not been able to get anything done just yet. He is hooked on that bumper. You get a really good look there through the windshield view of Mr. Casual's car. A little slippery going through there, well maintained as he's getting himself set up to position for this turn and getting onto the Mulsanne straight. One of the most important turns on the track, if you ask my opinion. If you don't carry enough speed to get onto Mulsanne, you're in deep trouble there.
This is going to be tight going into this first chicane.
Oh yeah, another gaggle.
Yep.
The gaggle jersey you see with the penalty.
Look at
got
this.
A half second. Mr. Casual's taking that outside position. And we're going to go too wide through the chicane for, 5 or 6 different cars. What a run there.
Wow.
They straightened down just in time to get it done. That was beautiful. It is poetry in motion when you see a group of talented guys make that happen. And that's what they just did. So you look at Rick Shearer, who's currently in P5. Jersey is in P6 right behind him. As we know, Jersey's got that half-second penalty. He's going to have to serve shortly. And they are chasing down Flux. It looks like Slice, Jorge, and Wid are starting to separate themselves ever so slightly. And Mr. Casual looked like he got into a little bit of trouble, ends up off track. I didn't quite catch what happened. Let's see if we can take a look here. Looks like he's got good look coming down the straight. Oh, yeah, just maybe a little late on the brakes. The other thing that I think happened is he might have just ended up in that slipstream and it just pulled him forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he definitely pulled to the side to prevent wrecking somebody. And, the PHG community and all the communities involved in this series, we pride ourselves on clean racing. So, we don't want to wreck anybody. We pride ourselves on, racing you hard, but racing you clean. There's a difference between a little bit of door banging and, sending somebody to the shadow realm.
Yeah. Yeah, fair play to him there. And as you see, Jorge has moved up ahead of Wid at this point. Really well done by Mr. Casual to avoid anything going too terrible. Jorge
pushing that P1 too.
Is all over Sliced right now, and it kind of looked like he might have got into him, but maybe just the camera view from Wid's perspective here as we're riding along board with the top of the car cam, kind of.
Good cam.
Is that the hood? It almost didn't look like the bonnet cam for a second.
Yeah,
the hood is the bumper.
The bonnet.
Okay.
The bonnet. Yeah, that's what they call it in Europe or especially Britain. The hood is the bonnet.
You gotta love some of the little phrases our European friends give us.
Oh yeah.
Love that shot right there.
Oh wow, look at that.
Look at that. Bobagito making a move there. He ends up on the outside of this turn, so it didn't quite get through there as he wanted, but he's trying to find some room to get past Raider, who we know is in one of the Ferraris today.
And Raider's hard to pass. He's a good racer, man. Good, solid skill level. Not going to be an easy pass to get by him.
Now, I look at the field. There's not anybody out here that I think would be an easy pass to replace
right.
Papa.
Yeah. Good point. Absolutely.
These are our aliens.
So we've got Wid going into the pits here. Let's see if we can see what's going on. Jorge may have had an issue or just maybe got out of a turn a little bit. Maybe had a little slippage we didn't catch because he has lost a little bit of traction there to our P1 driver in Slice. And yeah, there you go. He ended up with a 1-second penalty somewhere along the line. That is going to hurt when he serves that. Unfortunately, I would imagine that Flux and maybe even J-Dog will be able to capitalize on that.
That's going to hurt big time, especially a high-speed track like this. With the dry line developing, I really wonder, Papa, when do you think is a good time to switch to mediums?
I would have came in at the end of this lap, at the latest. I think what you're
He in
seeing
black
now
too.
is people possibly thinking about doing a one stop on this.
One stops
Wow.
are preferable, but they're also a gamble.
Well, we know from the practice lobbies that we were running that there is going to be rain later. So it's going to be pretty interesting on the strategies as this race unfolds.
Yeah, and Papa, to that point, Bogachito, Rick Shear, and Q have all gone into the pits there. Oh,
And
McNaughty has
McNaughty, yeah.
also been in. So they have all got their racing medium compounds on at this point. And
Right,
man,
yep.
to think about that, if you're going to run a no stopper and it starts raining late on bad tires, that can be treacherous on this
Well,
track.
they're going to have to at least make one stop because the racing mediums are required. So, but fuel-wise, they may be able to stretch it for the last 9 laps.
Oh, and Jorge getting a little bit loose.
No!
Unfortunately, that's going to give that spot up
Oh,
before
no.
he even gets a chance to serve that penalty. Not something you see very often out of Jorge. Let's see if we can see what happened here as we go to the in-car cam. He's going to make his move to the left here into the chicane. You see him get onto that curb a little bit, on that curb as well, and that may have been what did it. Just a lot of moisture, as we talked about earlier, that can be held with those curbs. Unfortunate turn of events there for Jorge, who we've seen do very well within the PHG World Series.
And in this case, it might have been the exact opposite because he's still on the full wet tires. So with him hitting the dry line coming around that curve, that might have kicked him loose a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. That is a great observation, Papa.
We got to see some guys over here still utilizing the wet line. We got Slice with a 4.5 second pen. But talking about the moisture holding onto the curbs, I know a lot of people in the sim racing community kind of poo-poo Gran Turismo versus more super sim, hardcore sims like iRacing, but it just goes to show how blessed we are as sim racers that it's just they're so close together that we have to nitpick little things here and there, like the fact that the curbs still hold the moisture, as the race progresses. It's for a race fan, somebody who wants to sim race and chase their hobby and their dream. It's just a great time we're living in right now.
It really is, to that point. You can go extreme and do the computer setups and invest thousands of dollars, or you could get a PlayStation by Gran Turismo and then set up your rig. So that's the route I took, and I so far that's the preferred one. I agree with you. I think Gran Turismo 7, there can certainly be some complaints about it, but it is somewhat of a masterpiece if you look at some of the other games that are out there that maybe haven't got some of the recognition they were hoping for, and a lot of people came right back here. So we're going to watch here and see if Wid is going to be able to pass Slice. As you see, Slice, Flux, and a big group of drivers have gone in.
Ooh, who was that? That was Wid.
That is Wid. So unfortunately, that may answer that question. Let's see what happens here. Papa, talk us through this.
Well, he's on the racing mediums. Oh, he got his tires wet. That was actually a pretty good save on his part, though. He didn't do any 360s. Kept it straight.
Yeah. Even with that, here comes Slice. This is going to be interesting. Let's see where Slice comes out. Third, fourth. Oh, yeah.
Rick Shear. Now, Raider stayed out. He's still on his rain tires.
Yeah, so you expect Raider to make a move in eventually.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how fast Obagito or Rick Shear or these guys on the mediums catch him. Close that gap down, because you can see he's way out there in his zone.
Yep, you can also see him running on the wet. He is on that wet as much as possible, staying away from that dry line. Trying to keep those tires a little bit cool.
He's hunting that aqua. Wow.
There you have Bobagito, who is in P2. He's about 27 seconds, behind Raider, our leader. With Rick Shear only about a second and a half, a little less than that actually. And Rick Shear is leading a pack of sliced and wid bread there.
Sliced and wid bread? Is that what you just said?
I did.
All right. Just making sure I heard that right.
Just making sure.
It was a pack of sliced bread, but I had to fit wid in somehow.
Gotcha.
It'd be
Look
really
at this
interesting how this
move.
works out with the nice draft
Sliced.
pass. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, side by side.
It looks like for right now, Rick Shear is going to be in that P3 position.
Nice. Held him. That was good
We
racing.
can take another look at this here. And look at this, going door to door. They're going to be making this left-hand turn to the chicane. Rick Shear maintaining his position, and then just kind of stepping over there to try and close that door and take the inside away. Really good driving by these two guys.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
Just listen to that sound of these guys ripping by.
That is the sound of America.
You gotta love it.
I'm not gonna lie, when the new Ford GTs came out, I was a little miffed to hear that they are no longer, Rowdy with a 3-second penalty. I wonder what happened with him. Yeah, pit lane, that makes it cutting exit of entry or exit to pit lane. That'll give you a 3 or 4 second penalty.
Yeah, very easy to do here as well.
Yeah.
So jumping back on board with P2 driver Bobagito. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mustang.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I was a little disappointed when I heard that the newer Ford GTs were gonna come with a V6 twin turbo. Once again, I'm a sucker for old school raw V8, noise, but I'm pleasantly surprised that it's. I'm very happy that they're actually have been a contender in the past. Now it's all the Ford G3 Mustangs in WEC and in IMSA.
Did Raider stay out another lap?
He must have.
Because he
got
lost
a
about
23-second gap on him. So
Yeah,
he lost about 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the pit road time here?
It's about, let's see, right around the 45 to 50 second mark. Pit entrance, pit exit. And he's losing, 5 seconds a lap on top of that right now.
Come on, Ford boys.
Oh, the undercut.
Lights down.
They're doing this crossover there.
On Rick there.
And these two have actually closed
making
back down on
presence
Bobagito.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see if these guys are going to work together or if they're going to take every position here as they get situated to take flight, if you will, down the Mulsanne Straight.
Wid's right there with him. I mean, this is effectively your race for the lead right here with these 4 drivers. And McNaughty's only a few seconds back, so.
As you look back, you can't quite see him, but he is not terribly far off their pace.
Look at this pack, so close together.
Yeah, and Slice looked like he was going to make a move, but is actually tucked back a little bit there. Oh, impressive. Well done to save that. As you heard those tires squealing. Here goes Wid. That looks like he's going to try and make a move to get by Slice. Really good positioning. He did that right as they were coming out of the chicane. So, unfortunately, he is kind of out by himself. He doesn't have a slipstream, so that one doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it done.
And Rick Shear's going to stay defensive. He's going to hold that inside. Oh, he moved out. Right
As soon as you said that, Slice said, I'll take that spot. He's going to run a little hot, able to get it back under control. Really well done there by Slice. I thought he was in trouble going in that
So did
high.
I would have been.
Yeah, take another look at this. Chuck, tell us what you think on this one.
Oh, look for the dive up the inside and barely held on to it.
Late
It's
braking,
a risky move.
Yeah.
Just late braking, because you do it wrong and you're either going to end up into the other car or you're going to end up off track. So,
Right.
Paid off.
Gutsy
So
move. Yep.
as you
Gutsy
see
move
now,
and it paid
McNaughty's
off.
got Flux right behind him, which actually
he's-
might work out to his advantage if he can
Yeah.
get a little bit of help, or maybe
Right.
have Flux make a move and get out ahead so he can take some draft.
They work together, they might be able to catch those next 4 cars. Jorge's coming too.
Yeah, and Jorge has certainly got his eyes on that 1, 2, 3 group there.
Yeah.
He doesn't usually settle for much less.
Hey, dog, Mr.
Mr.
Casual.
Casual, IT, Jersey with a half second, unfortunately. There is Q and Rowdy towards the back. And Raider all out by himself, still running those intermediates into the ground, and really tough to find a dry line as you look at that rain meter. There is a little bit of water showing up every once in a while, but it is not enough to help maintain the wear
gotta
of
pit
those
this
tires.
lap.
Yeah, his inners are just, they're dying big time right now. He needs to hit the pits if he's gonna he needs to go to the mediums.
Well, let's watch his time split here. I mean, he's got, about a 16-second lead at the moment as he's going into the pits. See
Yeah,
where he
that's
comes
come
out.
down another, 5 seconds a lap, like you said,
Yeah.
Papa.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raider has gone into the pits as we expected.
Yep.
The question becomes, who does he get to come out in front of and or behind?
He's going to be pretty far in the pack, I think. But he'll have the fresher tires. We may be able to close a little bit on guys in front of him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him start
Jorge.
refueling yet, so it looks like he's going to
Yeah.
be dropped down at least below 8 or 9. So we look on
It'd be
board with
real
Jorge.
interesting for the strategy call with that when we see the rain later in the race. On board with
Right.
Jorge.
Jorge with our fastest lap of 4:03.4. Following Flex McNaughty there.
And this is going to be an interesting group to watch. Yeah, this will be an interesting group to watch as they navigate down the Mulsanne. See if they're working together to catch the lead pack, or if they're going to be fighting for position here. I don't know what to expect. If it's me, I want to work with somebody, but these guys are out here to win, so they don't always do it.
Right.
Still, we're right about halfway point of the race.
Oh.
There you see Jorge.
Three wide.
We're going to go wide in the first lane here. Let's see how this plays out.
Oh,
Jorge
no.
does have the inside line. Little
Already
early,
backed out.
early braking.
Probably a
Flux,
good call.
so he gave that spot to Jorge. Now Jorge is going to hunt down Flux. Take another look at this
Look
as
at
they come
this.
into this 3 wide. My goodness, there's McNaughty with the first break. And Flux and Jorge did a very good job late braking, getting themselves under control, and still able to make that chicane to get back
That was a
up
good
to
call
speed.
by McNaughty.
I agree.
You want to race hard, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, all right, I don't want to wreck nobody. I want to wreck myself. Let's just back out of it, tuck back into the draft, and see if we can make something happen later.
Yeah, absolutely. To your point, he was on the outside line, and we've seen guys really struggle to get through that line. Having to use some of those outer limits of the track that may still be a little bit slippery. So very smart play there by McNaughty, who maintains that P7. So up front, currently we have Sliced, who's trying to get away from Wid a little bit with a 1.3 second gap at the moment. Wid's got about 3 seconds between him and Bobagito in P3. Rick Shearer is about 3 seconds. I'm sorry, Bobagito's got Rick Shearer a half second back. Rick Shearer has about 3 seconds between him and Jorge leading that. Actually, Jorge has made the pass on Flux. They didn't quite catch that, but so Jorge now in P5. Yep, Flux in P6 and McNaughty in P7. So to
Where
answer my
did
question from earlier, they did not work together.
yeah. Well, and honestly, with that move, when Jorge went to the right, I think Flux just wanted to try and get out in front of him, just start leading the pack. But then Jorge jumped a little more right. I think that just led into the three white situation. Where did
Yeah,
Raider come out at? How far back is he?
I didn't catch that.
He is in P12,
P12. There we
30,
go.
30 seconds back. So yeah, it was about 45, 46 seconds he lost
Yeah, and to your point,
with the
Papa,
pit.
I really expect a lot of these guys to do the one stopper. So I don't know if we're going to see anybody else coming into the pit in the rest of this race, but you never know. So
Right,
if they do run the one stopper, I think he's in trouble. If they do another pit, well, then it's a different race, in my opinion.
right, right.
Based on how long he ran those intermediates, you'd almost have to think he's planning on a one stopper, right?
I would agree. Absolutely.
So there you look on board with our current fourth position, Rick Shear, who is right on the bumper of Bo Vegito in P3 as they cross the start finish there. And you see Jorge now closing ground on these two. He's got away from Flux Flare a little bit, Flux and McNaughty, and Jorge has put a little bit of space in between those two through this last section and the first section of the track here.
Yeah, he's closing quick. You're watching that time, that Delta come down by the 10th in the corners. Pretty impressive. The good
It
display.
really is, And as we see these guys get set up to get back onto the Mulsanne, we ride on board with Jorge. You can see Rick Shear just ever so slightly up ahead. He's down to a second between the two vehicles. Jorge only about 8 seconds off our leader in Slice.
And his last lap was almost a sub 4 minute lap.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
flying.
4 minutes is almost flat. Wow. Wow, that is hauling. See how they navigate through this chicane?
And now he's in Rick Shear's slip. And he's 8/10 up on his fastest lap. You'll be looking at a 3:59 here.
Sub 4 minutes, man. Goodness.
Right?
So let's see when Jorge is going to make his next move. And
Right
here it
now?
comes right now. The first chance he gets, he's going to pull up next to Rick, gives him the inside line for the first
Takes
part
that
of the
inside,
chicane.
yep.
Really good positioning there from Jorge. Get himself set up, and man, he is carrying some serious speed through that chicane.
Yeah. Hold on, Bo Vegito. Here he comes, man.
Yeah, that is something to take note of. Let's take another look at this here. Jorge just dives in there, smooth as silk, able to get that traction down and get himself out. Really clean line you're seeing from Jorge as he is working to get that sub 4 minute fastest lap up on the board here.
And you know what? In season two
Take a
of
look over at
PHG,
Flux's tires.
Yeah,
So, yeah, he's
Flux is on the softs.
Oh no. Oh, well, I mean, it's not illegal. It's just it might be a strategy call.
So that means he's going to take the mediums at the end, right?
Yeah.
he's gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how that plays out for him. Intermediate, soft, medium. Okay.
What I was saying was Jorge got by Bo Vegito, and we've seen those two have some great racing back in last season of the PHG World Series. A lot of head-to-head with those two. So.
Yeah, and Jorge is really climbing up this field very, very swiftly in the last, 3 laps? I think we've seen him make at least a pass a lap now. As we take a look on board there with Jorge, you're trying to see he's about 6 seconds off the pace of Wid and Sliced. This may be a lap that I don't know if we're ready for. So let's see what he's going to put down here. As you see the timer ticking, he's at 3:46.
Is it wide to that final chicane or set of chicanes?
I'm
Wow.
speechless. All I could do was
Almost.
watch. I'm sorry. I know
Yeah,
I'm supposed
I
to be
know, me too.
commentating. That was mesmerizing.
Almost a
All I gotta
358.
say is that is
Amazing.
Ford power on display. Let's go. Mark.
Yes. Very well done there, Jorge. That is impressive, my friend. So we look on board with our leader right now with Slice, who's got about a second gap between him and Wid. And as we now know, Jorge is hunting them down. These two getting out onto the
brought up in the
Mulsanne.
chat that that last lap where he put down that time, it was with 2 passes. So that's amazing.
That is incredible. Jorge is making a name for himself here through the PHG World Series, as he has done in previous seasons.
Legend.
There you see Bobagito, who's got Rick Shear a little bit behind him. Rick has made a little bit of a distance between him and McNaughty with about a 4-second gap at this point. You see Mr. Casual, who's trying to get himself back up into that mix so he can give McNaughty some trouble, and there is Flux in P8.
That means
Mr.
Mr.
J-Dog.
Casual overtook Flux. Flux was behind McNaughty. Mr. Casual's moving
Oh,
up.
yeah. So we get back up to the front. As you see, Wid is trying to hunt down Slice, but that gap seems to be pretty stable as they navigate the last section of the Mulsanne here and down into the corner. Yeah, sun's getting real low, big guy.
Track temps are going to start cooling down, and then we still have that ever threat of rain that we know is going to be coming as we see fire spitting out of the side exhausts of the
Doesn't that look
amazing
great?
Ford GTs. Oh, yeah.
Look at that bad boy. Yeah. Now, Chuck, Papa, do you guys ever just, as you start to see rain fall, do you ever just hear the Rainmaker song in your head anyway?
I don't know if I
hear a
know
lot
the
of
Rainmaker
cuss words.
song, but yeah.
I hear a lot of cuss words in my head when the rain starts falling.
Very good.
Yeah, it's definitely not a fun day for me when I start seeing rain on the track. Everybody knows my particular style is I like to be very clinical and mechanical on how I run my practice laps and how I run my race, and then I end up seeing rain on the track, and I'm like, well, there goes my my niche on how I like to do things. So
Yep. And we ride on board with Mr. Wid. He is doing everything he can to close that gap there. He really wants to get up into that P1 position.
He must be fuel saving maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to, because I'd like to really try to start being a Ford main when I, start getting back into something that's not the world. So well, even when the manufacturer stuff comes around, and trying to figure out how to be fast with the Ford GT instead of always running with the Meta.
Yeah, he has been short shifting a little bit. He's not really revving it out too much. So to your point, maybe he is just making sure he's got enough fuel to get himself to that 12th lap.
Because they got about between half and quarter of a tank.
Yeah, and I know, you didn't necessarily see anybody do fuel saving. That's not something we can see here from the booth, but it's always a possibility that some of these guys are either short shifting or maybe dialing up the fuel saving a little bit to give themselves a little bit extra in the end. So right now, looking aboard, Rick Shear trying to hunt down Bobagito. He's trying to get up there. There's a half second in between the two. the sun is pretty much gone at this point. So, the other thing about those Fords is they look so great lit up like that with the lights in the
Oh
back
yeah.
end, and oh man,
Oh
such
yeah.
a cool look.
Just gorgeous.
Certainly not something you want to see in your rear view mirror, though.
All right. Sun's gone down now, so that track temp's gonna get a lot cooler. So, yeah, slow-mo, how do you think that's gonna affect how these guys are driving with the track temps dropping?
To that point, I don't know that you're going to see too many of these guys in our top split getting too cautious. Whether or not they're maybe just push a little bit less, I think is probably the best way to explain it. Then again, I say that and you see Jorge can go out and put up a 359. Maybe he puts up a 358 while we're not paying attention. You just never know with these
Right.
guys. I think that's an interesting point. The other thing that we haven't really discussed is if you look at the wind direction. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the track. That also gives you the wind direction below that. It's a cross breeze going across there from Ulsan. So it is not helping them in any way, shape, or form going down the straight right now. So not helping the fuel, and it's not helping them get out of the split very much. So, you can kind of see these guys in a little bit of a group right now. They're kind of, some of them are teamed up. What do you, oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just saying that it seems like Slice is definitely pushing very hard compared to what we were just talking about. I don't think he's letting off a bit.
No, I don't think he is either. He's pushing.
And who can blame him, as he wants to get as many points as possible to take him forward here in the PHG World Series.
Yeah, and I think this is his second race. I think he disconnected on the first race of the season. Had some engine problems. So
Yeah,
The
yeah,
unfortunate
mechanical
engine
failure.
yeah. So I think
Yeah.
this
That
will
happened
be
with
his first big choice in points. A chance at points.
yeah, that happened with me when me and It's Just Carl were door banging at Trial Mountain a while back when I was still a Thrustmaster guy. Army versus Navy, and we're having some fun racing door to door, and then all of a sudden my wheel disconnected, and I'm like, well, darn it.
Oh,
Right.
you said that's Fanatec, right?
No, that's Thrustmaster. I'm a Fanatec
Oh,
guy now.
Thrustmaster.
So.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We're kind of looking back through the field a little bit. You get a look at Mr. Casual. There is Flux in P8. Flux and Soft don't look great. They don't look great at all. Is he going in now?
I would say
Yeah, I would have gone in last lap if it was me. I mean, look at that driver's side left. Oh,
right.
Man.
I was going to say I wouldn't want to
rear
try and
driver's
push
side
that
left,
another lap.
Yeah, I had to come in last lap if it was me.
based on the practice races we had for the last couple of days, look for the rain to be starting soon.
Yeah, I know you guys had said end of the race is what you're expecting. So we're almost there with the 10th lap now.
The guys up front may make it to the.
And to your point, Q just went in for inters. Papa.
Yeah. Rowdy
There you
too.
have Rowdy, who looks like he is going to do the same, likely.
Good sign. You know who
Snow
practiced.
car race fuel.
My own goddamn fire.
The guys up front may be quick enough that they may be able to make the pit before the rain starts. Guys in the back half of the field, it's going to be super close if they didn't pit here.
Yeah, and if you don't get in, you got to be a little delicate with it, right?
Yeah, really delicate. And then we also had the possible strat that some of these guys just aren't going to pit.
Right.
They're just going to
And
turn up
Jorge
that
has been
traction
pushing.
control and hold.
Now, Jorge, based on what I saw there, it looks like he's going to need fuel, so I would imagine he still has one more pit to go. There's Rick Shear, who's also got himself a half second as he's trying to get back up into that P4 position ahead of Obagito. And that half second is probably going to put him closer to McNaughty than he'd like to be.
Yeah.
Mr. Casual is fighting to get in front of McNaughty, but had a couple unfortunate little mishaps that have kind of slowed him down. So at the moment, there is about a 1.3 second gap between these two. As we know, that can change very quickly with the slipstream, and they're going to come into the more technical section of the track here. Back up to the front leaders with Slice and Wid. And you saw Jorge just a little bit back in that screenshot. He did end up with that penalty, so it'd probably give these guys just a touch more buffer.
And seeing how these Fords are just really dominating right now, I just really makes me want to really practice with them more and more after this round of nations, and maybe come at it next year and show out for Ford.
Yeah, here you go. You've got the leaders and Jorge who are all making their runs into the pits. Let's see if anybody's going to drive by. Bobagito's in. Rick Shear in. McNaughty follows suit. Mr. Casual does as well. All right, so I don't think we have a one-stopper necessarily. But doesn't mean somebody else might not drive by.
Yep, there's
the rain.
And there you get a look at IP6585, who is a little bit back, so he's going to have to be very cautious if he is going to get to the pits. Raider is going to stay out. Okay.
Oh,
Lux, who's got himself in a little bit of trouble.
And that's the rain.
And
he's on those super worn softs.
Ricky.
Just like you were saying, Pops.
Yep.
Still had enough time to get himself into the pits. So here is a replay. Let's see if we can figure out what happened with Club.
Oh man, his softs are dead.
Yep, they're dead and it's raining. There's nothing he could do. Long for the ride.
Hold on and watch the show.
Yep.
Hey, good job on Flux not to end up in the wall, and got himself resituated to get back into the pit. So Slice currently in P1. Yeah, and he's got a almost 4 second gap now coming out of the pits.
That would have been probably fuel. Taking fuel, the difference in...
Love a good strategy.
Yep.
Just an example of how every little detail of your race is very important.
Yeah.
And in this case, makes a big difference. Look at Mr. Casual currently in P5 after the pit stops have gone through. McNaughty is in P7, Bobagito in 6. Rick Shear in P4, Jorge in P3, and Wid in P2. Slice still leading with a fairly strong gap. There you have Raider in P8. Raider is on the mediums.
Ooh, gutsy move.
That is a gutsy move. I don't think he's going to be able to hold off Jersey very long. As
Yeah,
you
if
see
you look
that
down at that
track is
rain
wet.
meter, yeah, that rain meter, like I said before, it's above that first line where it's suggested that you use inters.
Yep, you know, you would think, hey, maybe I'll stay behind the car in front of me and he can help disperse some of the water a little bit. It does a little bit, but not as much as you'd hope. So I'll be really
Yeah.
curious to see if Raider can kind of keep himself in position here behind J-Dog. As you saw, J-Dog had no trouble making a pass on him.
No, but it should come back to him as well. Because this track's going to dry out a little bit over this last lap and a half.
Yeah, it didn't
And
seem
with
to
him
be a terrible rain, right, Papa?
No, it was just a quick little shot. Just enough for Shaggy to give us an evil laugh. But it's we'll see if those mediums by staying out, if it's gonna pay off for him. If he can get that spot
We'll
back.
see.
Yeah.
That's going to be definitely a test between Ferrari being better, Ferrari being better in the wet versus the Fords having the top end.
Right. I mean,
And
and
you see
Raider, he's
slices
on
These
that.
do have some massive straights.
Yep. The Raiders on that one pit track. He stayed out late on that. Those intermediates start the race.
Yeah, and we are on our second to last lap here. So
Yeah.
taking a look here as Bobagito is, moved up in Mr. Casual, who is trying to hunt down Rick Shear right there. As we saw, Mr. Casual had a very good pit exit, getting himself a couple positions through that. He is on the intermediates. And, you know, boy, for just a little spurt of rain, the track is still holding quite a bit of water right now, as you see.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Rick may have gone a touch wide there, but doing a very good job maintaining his control.
You got the
Oh,
pin
there
for
it is. Unfortunately, a half-second penalty. Let's see. Mr. Casual is probably licking his chops right now.
Right.
Just get in that draft and hang out back there until he has to serve the pen.
That's
Make
right.
the
That's
pass.
what I'd be doing.
Final lap. I hadn't noticed what's everybody's fuel looking like. I would assume everybody's okay.
Yeah, so it looked like
yeah.
we're looking with the
I
leader
think
who's
they'll
got
be all right.
plenty. Although we know those Fords can drink some fuel.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Mark.
Merrick.
So Jorge, you can see he was closing in on Wid and Slice as we took those pits, but he had to stay in the pit to get the fuel. And you can
Yeah, and as
see
you
what
look-
that's done.
Pop, as you look at, to that point, as you looked at Jorge's times, he had more than one lap, under 4 minutes. So
Yeah.
he was absolutely on fire for a minute there until that
Yeah.
rain. He had a little slippy.
The slipperoo.
Little slippy. There you have Mr. Casual, who really has not closed on Rick Shear just yet. So I don't know if he's in the slipstream. He's looking on board with Bobagito, who's got a McNaughty in tow. Let's see if McNaughty's able to get anything done here on our final lap. Now is the time to write your name in history in the PHG World Series.
Good chicane for McNaughty there.
That was a very nice
look at
great
that.
exit.
Bobagito.
And as you see,
Look
he
at that,
has
he's
put
got him in
himself
the draft.
right where he wants to be. Let's see if he can position himself for a nice move here in this next chicane. Here's your move. He's taken the inside line, I believe.
Yeah, you're not going to see much working together on this final lap. Everybody's gonna
No,
go
not
for
at all.
those-
I'm
those
sorry. That
last
was the outside
positions.
line for this chicane. And McNaughty able to close that door without a problem, taking P6 away from Bobagito. Well done for McNaughty.
Sun's coming up now.
Now he's got to hold
Very
it.
end of this race.
A-Dog with Finn.
And there is Raider on those racing mediums, doing a really good job in P11.
It doesn't look like the one stop did him much or any good service for him. It just
Yeah, Papa, to that point, he had a couple laps that were probably not where he wanted them. So, to your point, and it didn't play out as well as he would have hoped. Here is Slice,
Oh,
who is
Slice,
our
it's a little
leader.
squirrely, but
Little wiggle, but no
pretty
problem
good.
for him. As we've seen, he's been
Mhm.
pushing it very hard through the end of this race, getting a little bit of a gap between Wid, who we know has very, very good pace. And the 1-2 combo has really put some space in between them
It's
and
looking
Jorge,
pretty
Mr. Casual, and
slim on
everybody
his
else behind.
fuel.
Yeah, I was about to
Woo!
say the same thing, Pops, is that's gonna be
A lot of people are
close.
going to be
So
close
here
here.
goes Mr. Casual, who is going to make a move and get himself up into that P4 position as Rick Shear has served his penalty. Now
Curious
he's
how
just
many
got to
people are
hold
fuel
that on.
saving.
A lot of that fuel looks pretty low, to your guys' point, as we jump on
Yeah.
board with Slice, who is coming through the last couple sections here. Doing a very good job keeping himself under control.
Well done,
And it looks like
Slice.
he is
Well
going to bring
done.
home the win
Let's
in tonight's
go.
first
All
of two
right.
splits for the PHG World Series. Congratulations,
And second
SR7
for
Wid,
Ford.
solidifying a number 2 position. And it looks like Jorge is going to be able to lock up P3.
Which is good considering his spin and a couple pins and
Yeah, spin a few pens, really still, not to mention fastest lap. There's Mr. Casual bringing home P4, Rick Shear in P5. Obagito
Let's
and McNaughty.
go.
Ova was able to get himself ahead of McNaughty there. PHG Jersey in P8. Here you go with J Dog, who is currently kind of by himself in P9. Just bring it on home. Little
Oh,
something for the
style.
fans.
Sideways.
He's gonna
Coming
finish
around
in reverse.
backwards.
I think that was purposeful.
IT
Ricky Bobby.
6585. And the yellow flag is out.
You almost
Here
got
we go
ready
with
right
look
there
on
at the
board.
end.
Rowdy repping the SimLad crew there. Gonna
What
close
happened
his
to
race out with the
Flux?
P13. Sorry, go ahead, Papa.
What happened to Flux? He had to. That's right. Going into the pits, he spun out on the worn out soft. That's what happened.
We
Thank you
do
to
have a yellow flag on track. I'm not
production.
sure if that was him or Flux. And Flux now comes through. He ended up with a little half second, so maybe that was him. Looks like he had a little damage on there. Flux is going to secure his P14. Oh, he got reset.
Ah.
Try that again. Take 2. There we go. Well done, Flux.
There we go.
Way to close it out with the spinner. So, congratulations going to PHG Sliced for his victory today. What a run.
Yeah.
Papa, do you want to take us through the final results here?
Absolutely. He won. PHG Sliced with a total time of 50 minutes, 29.386 seconds. Also, a driver under the 4-minute mark as far as a lap. P2, Sector 7 Wid with the 4-minute flat. Just almost 4.5 seconds behind Slice. Then we got Jorge, who did run the fastest lap with the 3:59.140, which is just insane, you guys. Yeah, that's insane.
It really is.
Rapid. It's rapid.
Yeah. P4, Mr. Casual, and topping out our top 5 is PHG Rick Shear. Congrats on the top 5, y'all. P6, FAF Obagito. P7, McNaughty, who finished with a 1-second pin. And PHG Jersey, rounding out our top 8. In 9th place, we have BHR J Dog. P10 is it, 6585. And we have our first Ferrari, PHD Raider, with the 1 stop, finishing in P11. Q in P12 with second Ferrari. PHG Rowdy finishing a race. And PHG Flux running out the field in P14 with the 1 second pen as well. Nice job. Nice job.
What a
My
what a
what?
great race these guys put on today.
Oh,
That was
incredible.
fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
no question.
Yeah, it's
Who
great.
wants to go first with driver of the race? Anybody? All right,
I'll say
Chuck, I'll call on
sliced.
you.
I mean, yeah. I'll say sliced. Just great performance all around. Won the race.
Right.
Uh, repping for Ford. Gotta say, it says a lot that our top split drivers are have all pretty much chosen Ford. We only had two Ferraris in this split, so I'm gonna go with sliced.
Yeah, and I know it, Chuck, it probably makes you happy to see those two Ferraris in what, 11 and 12, pretty much almost all the way down the grid there. So, Papa, how about you? Who's your driver of this race?
Oh yeah,
I think Slice is a good choice. Of course, Wid, but I'm going to go with Jorge. Finish him in the podium after a spin, couple pins. I think
Right.
everybody served a pin or two, but having the spin and the fastest lap of the race, I'm going to go with Jorge. He's going to be my choice.
Yeah, I it's funny. I was thinking you were going to go the direction I had in mind. I like Wid for my driver of the race. I mean, he really put on a good race, gave himself every opportunity. Just
Yeah,
didn't end up where he wanted, which is on that first podium position. But nothing wrong with the second position in this group of drivers.
right,
Really well
right.
done. So, man, and that I'm going to go with Wid, and I think our production host back there, T Case, is saying he likes Mr. Casual, who, if you think about it, started in P12, getting himself all the way up almost onto a podium. Really good run from Mr. Casual there. Hard to argue with that. Let us know in the chat who your driver of the race is for that one. We are going to take a quick break and then we will come back with our split three drivers for tonight's PhD.
I just want to say really quick,
Oh,
I am disappointed that Wid did not run the Mustang because he dominated the first race in that Mustang. I really wanted to see him do it again.
hell yeah.
oh, he's over here. I'm sorry.
All right.
We'll be right.
I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We asked for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. time, Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine. But here comes a storm, right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We asked for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain.
And welcome back, everyone. We obviously saw a banger for our first race there as our split one drivers have completed our first of two races tonight. We've got one more coming up. First of all, I want to take just a brief minute to say thank you to our sponsors, 4D Racewear, Lithograph Comics, VXD Graphics, and Mist Chronicles. Great shout out to you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you
For
all.
everybody out there watching, make sure and check out their websites that are pinned down in the description for the video. Show them some love. Stop by and make sure and tell them Papa sent you over. So let's take a look now at the oh goodness, I forgot where we're going next. And it looks like Mr. Casual was able to bring home the win for the driver of the race. Congratulations, well done. You know, we talked about that a little bit on the break. Really good
Nice.
performance there from him to be able to
Mhm.
get himself up. And you know, he even said there was definitely some time that was left out there. So could have been a podium had he not have necessarily got some penalties and a couple other incidents there. But really good job for Mr. Casual. Congratulations on your driver of the day victory there, buddy. So now we're going to jump into the round info and go through what these guys are up against, just to refresh your memory. So, Mr. Casual, you want to talk us through this?
Or Chuck can.
Oh, Chuck. Okay. Well,
All
then he can't.
right.
All right.
I will
Uh,
talk through it. So we've got the track is Circuit de la Sarthe, the 24-hour Le Mans layout, 12 laps. Tire wear is set at 3 times. Racing mediums are required. So definitely some strategy choices there. Fuel consumption is set at 2 times the normal rate, and the refuel rate is set at 3 liters per second. And the cars are between the Group 3 Ford or the Group 3 Ferrari.
yeah, and you see that fuel refill rate played out to be very important through that last race as Mr. Casual was able to manage his fuel a little bit, gave him a really good exit, great positioning as he came out. So let's see how the next
Did.
group of drivers are going to handle that. And speaking of, Papa, do you want to talk us through our split 3 drivers here?
I can. We've got in the number 15 Ford, the Cotton Ballistics. In the number 36 Ford, PHG SPC, aka Cold Trickle. In the number 43 Sprite, we've got PHG S to C. In the number 28, Mr. B Pabst. Number 23, FAF Elzo. Number 54, BHR Old Man Pip. Number 39, PHG Root. Number 17, PHG Sheldologist. And we got number 33, PHG, although it's mistyped there, Fast Cougar QC. And we also got number 60, PHG Jazam. Number 52, we've got, hold on.
Oh, it's reset.
Screen's
Hold on.
reloading. Yeah. NVR.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Krulov in car 52.
Krulov. Okay. And then number 10, VIP, Left to Pass You. Number Star,
Your
FAF
number?
Jimmy K9. Number 25, PHG Slick. Let's go, y'all. Running an old school livery.
Yeah, and if you could leave that up just a little bit, you know, let's see, you know, as you're kind of looking through there, Papa, who do you like in this group?
Oh, let's see. Man, it's gonna be another tight race, honestly. Cotton Ballistics, we know, is pretty quick. So is Cole. Fast Cougar, he's an old teammate of mine when we ran the McLarens and the manufacturers, along with Ecstasy. So those two are kind of days for me. I don't know, you guys.
It's another
honestly,
very
I
tight
can't.
group.
It
Yeah.
is. I don't know if I could pick just one or two.
That's
This is going to
fair.
be another tight race.
Chuck, what about you? Anybody you got your radar on for this one?
I'm definitely looking at Cole, PHG SPC. He's always fast. Shelled, I'm giving a shout out to you too. I love the
Although-
Nyan Cat paint scheme, even though it's a Fartrari. So maybe Shelled or PHG SPC. Because they're both very, very fast drivers.
Yeah, hard to argue with that. I mean, I had a little hesitation. You know, I like Sheld and Ecstasy personally. They're both in the Ferraris here, so I don't know if that's going to play out as a challenge here for them in this split, or if they're going to be able to overcome some of the challenges we saw the other Ferraris drivers have in the first split. So,
Then,
okay.
just as a personal favorite, I'm always a fan of Old Man Pitt. So just got to love his name, Old Man. It just fits, right?
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
he's right up front about what you're dealing with, right? And
Right,
there are a lot of
exactly.
us old men out here that are in the sim racing cockpits. So I know I know I'm not as old as some, but certainly feel like it most days.
Right? Absolutely.
So, according down here in the chat, Shaggy said Cole didn't make it.
Oh,
Okay.
Cole's not here. Okay.
Okay. Well, that changes a little bit. It looks
Well, then
like
he's
we're
not one
about
to watch.
yeah. We're going to get these guys out on track here for their qualifying session and give them a chance to put their laps in, see how our starting grid will start to form. And we're waiting for that little cue from production to say they're on track. Here we go. And as you see, the rain has returned again. Looks like
Here we
Cotton
go.
Ballistic is our first driver out of the pits.
It's pretty even looking at the cars right now between the wets and the intermediates. And who's going with what tire here for this qualifying to begin?
Well, and if it's anything like we saw in the first qualifier, the rain should stop, and maybe these guys get a chance to get on the better compound and
Yep, get those socks on.
put some really good
And,
hot laps in.
Let's also make sure to remember, guys, no spinning across the start finish. That kind of throws things out of whack for guys still fighting for position.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
it does.
Chuck.
It throws out the yellow flag. Put his fight position again and cost him the penalties.
Yeah,
that's
it might
not
look cool and
preferred.
it might be kind of funny, but let's just finish the race and let everybody else who's still fighting for position try to race honestly versus getting penalized for somebody else showboating.
And as we saw in the first split, there is a very long outlap for these guys, and it's questionable if anybody's going to run that next one as their hot lap, or if they're going to hit the pits and run another outlap. Just kind of biding your time till the rain ends, I think, for qualifying is the best move.
Yeah.
Take a look there with Fast Cougar moving over to Old Man Pip as he's coming through that first turn on the Mulsanne straight. Shazam in the house. He was right behind Bobagito there with FAF. Is that Elzo?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not.
Mr.
I think
Elzo.
you have Bobagito from the first race.
Old Elzo. Oh, it's not Enzo. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting them mixed up.
It'll be interesting to see who pits on this first lap. We only had a couple takers last time. See if anybody watched. Maybe change.
Well, you know they were all
strat.
glued to the screen for the first split. So.
Right. Right.
I want to point out that right now we have 51 viewers, according to my monitoring of the live stream, and I remember I think seeing 69, almost 70, and I keep seeing those viewers jumping up from all the times I commentate. So it's great to see that there's a lot of people taking interest in watching this great racing that Shaggy put out.
Yeah, a great time to remind everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. There is more of this racing to be had. You can also check out the PHG website, which the link is pinned there in the chat for you. You can see what races are coming up next. You don't have to run the whole series. If you want to jump in, you can jump into the next race. You just got to get yourself signed up there on the PHG website to be able to do that. And you can find tomorrow's races, so that'll be split 2 and 4 on Mr. Casual's channel. Make sure and look him up and get him a like and subscribe as well. As we see
I'm scheduled to
Wolfpack
commentate
here.
tomorrow too.
Are ya? Okay.
Wolfpack. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing some more Ford domination.
Yeah.
Double duty. Let's go. Get him.
Yeah, we pretty much got everybody. They're clustered together pretty well. So they're coming around here on this outlap, and we watch closely to see if anybody's going to dip into the pits. Cotton is no. Nope, looks like Sheld, Slick are the first two that are taking that pit stop. We'll see if Root's going to follow suit.
Gotta say,
Shazam is the next driver in the pits.
Gotta say, it's definitely going to be more interesting, I think, in this split, because I saw a lot more Ferraris on the grid, so it's going to be a lot more dogfighting between the Fords and the Ferraris throughout this race.
And that's what we're here for, with that iconic battle between the two. And as Chuck mentioned, you're going to see some good battling through these splits. Don't forget, the drivers have all qualified in the same conditions to then determine what split they're going to be placed in. So, that really brings out some very tight racing as we've seen in previous weeks. And if you haven't seen some of the previous PHG World Series, you should go back and watch them. You can find them here on Key Cases, Sal's channel, Mr. Casual. They're all over the place. But you can check the website for the links to those previous races, which are all very good also.
I think we got some additional pit strategy going on right now with Sheldologist. He sat there in the pits for quite a while. Probably just waiting on the rain. Yeah.
Interesting.
Only-
So he's
only
just waiting for the rain to
disadvantage-
slow down a little, huh?
Yeah. So the only disadvantage to that is he is now by 100% going to be running these laps on his own. He's not going to have any help with slipstream. So
And he's certainly
The
not
nerd
getting
in
any
me,
extra laps.
correct.
the nerd in me wants to cheer for Sheld with the Nyan Cat livery, but the Ford fan in me wants to be like, no.
And there you see STC, who we saw had that half-second penalty. There is VPAPS, who's got a crew love back there behind him. So crew love trying to take advantage of that slipstream if he can. Papa, I don't know about you, but my personal theory is going to be put a banker out while you're on the wet compound, switch off, and try and get one more in. Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know if you put in one lap on the wet compounds, that's going to be your lap because you're not going to have enough time to come back around and put the softs on.
Yep, to do the other one. Okay.
Right. But that's not saying you reset to the pits. I don't know how the time would work out. Put in that lap on the wet compound, reset yourself to the pits, put the softs on, and go. You may be able to still get that hot lap in on the softs by doing that. Actually,
Okay.
you should be able to.
The only downside of that plan is when you reset, you're going to get filled up on fuel. But
Fuel, correct.
yep. I forget, so they can reset to the pits, right?
Zam's got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. That must be a pit lane infraction, if I had to guess.
Good thing this is an outlap.
Anybody remember a couple years back? Anybody remember a couple years back when Igor Fraga had the pit lane violation penalty that cost him the race?
I don't necessarily.
I don't remember that
Is
one
that a-
either.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things you could visibly see where he's just smacking himself like, I know better than this. Which goes to show how even the simplest things can go out the window when you're, racing like this and qualifying like this. Just like all of a sudden, no.
Everybody's
Yeah,
coming
that's
in for their change of tires now.
Everybody seems to be coming in. Elzo's going to stay out. Nope, he's still going in. So we know Sheld has gone into the soft compound. He's going to go ahead and stay out. Well, when he gets there.
Right.
He is definitely at the back of the group. But
Like I
will
said,
be...
he waited like an extra minute just sitting in the pits, this track to dry out for him.
Yeah, it looks like it played out fairly well. I mean, you're still seeing a little bit of water on the track there.
Mhm.
But hopefully by the time he gets this outlap done, he'll be able to put a nice hot lap in.
Yeah, the only disadvantage he's going to have is no slip by weight. Some people don't need it, though. I know I
No.
do.
No, and I know Sheld, he dissects these races down to every little detail, so he knows exactly how much
Absolutely.
fuel he wants. He knows exactly what
Yep.
strat he's going to run. We'll be curious to see if it's going to play out for him and put him on a podium today.
You can see he's got it timed almost perfectly to how much time it's going to take him to get back around to start a hot lap. So, here we go.
And we have Jazam, who is on a hot lap.
I think Joe, Jazam, Click, the three in the back are the only ones on a hot lap. Everybody else is still on their out lap.
And it is a long qualifying session for these guys, but when you get a track like this, you got to give them some time to get a good lap in.
Yep.
Rain did not help either.
Nope.
That really is sinister, having the rain right at the beginning of qualifying.
Again, thanks, Shaggy. But you know what? For qualifying, I would definitely have it rather rain first and not last. in the
Right.
qualifying session. Or at least Shaggy gave us a break on that.
He did. And he really made the guys think a little bit. You see a lot of different strategies as you see Slick not able to quite
Slick.
get that chicane done as well.
Yep.
Didn't look like he was able to get that car slowed down as well as he would have liked, and ended up kind of running through that just a little bit. We'll see if it cost him a penalty or not. I don't see one yet, which I expected
Looks like he might have got it slowed down enough to avoid the penalty.
Okay. Sometimes when you're not on the throttle through those sections, they may not penalize you quite as badly. Look at that livery from Shazam. What a cool livery.
Yeah.
His liveries the last few weeks have been pretty freaking awesome. I don't know if he's doing his own liveries or if somebody's doing them for him, but I loved his liveries the last few weeks.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of the PHG community are really good at livery design. I'm a shameless livery stealer, and I just slap a bunch of my favorite decals on the side of them.
There are some absolute legends when it comes to making liveries here in the community.
Yeah.
Oh, Slick with a little shimmy there. Able to keep the traction down, though. Well done through that. I am excited to see how these guys are going to start to fall into place here after they get these hot laps in.
Right?
Like a fellow VR driver, there's no better way to race than in VR, I'll tell you. I'm one of the
We got Ozo down here. Right
one of
before
the
the
VR
penalty line. Cotton Ballistics just started his hot lap. We got the front of the field coming across now, starting. When Slick P9
Slick,
just
into
spun it.
the wall. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a replay on that. Let's take a look. Papa, you watched that. Tell us what happened.
Just got into the water, ran it wide, coming through that left-hander. No grip out there on the curb.
Yep.
There it is. Whoop.
Saw that before.
Done it
Saw that
before.
before.
Oh, and he wasn't the only one out in that section.
No.
You saw Shazam was right there. Shazam able to go ahead and put a hot lap in with a 4:10.964.
Ooh, looks like VIP. Saw VIP looking like he was sideways. I didn't see the rest of the name. Did somebody get sideways again?
Left to pass you.
Don't
He's
see a
just
yellow
sitting in the
flag.
grass.
So there you go, Sheld with a 4:09.720. You see him, Shazam, and Slick currently in 1, 2, 3 is the only 3 drivers that have put qualifying lap in.
You got VIP left to pass you. P8 just kind of getting out here in the grass. I don't know if he's waiting for everybody to go by to pull back out on the track or.
That's what I just saw before too. I just saw VIP.
Looks like he's been sitting there for a second, unfortunately.
Hey,
So maybe
he's been sitting there.
there he goes. He's moving now.
There you go. Nice display of sportsmanship, trying to let everybody else pass and continue their hot laps and not ruin it for them.
As Flawed would say, fair play to you.
Fair play. Yep. We do have Sheldo with our fastest lap at a 4:09.720. Definitely look for that times to be coming down.
As we saw in the previous split, as they start to burn off some of that fuel, track dries out just a little bit more, they have an opportunity to really take some time for those initial laps they've got up.
Yeah.
As you see, Cotton Ballistic has been through the Mulsanne corner now. Big shout out to all the viewers from Jester who have jumped in. Appreciate you guys joining us.
Welcome to the race, y'all.
We're just in time for our split 3 drivers. They're just now on their 4th lap of qualifying, so we're gonna start to see some qualifying times come in for the remainder of the field. You see 3 drivers do have qualifying times, Sheldon, Shazam, and Slick. Looks like Estacy's putting in a pretty good lap at the moment.
Cotton Ballistics is too. It was almost
Right
4
on board
seconds
with
up.
Crew Love for a second here. For the new Velocity Racing team, who's also got a good purple lap going. I
Come
always
on,
say
Ford, you
aliens
can't
aren't
let
green,
those
they're purple.
Ferraris. Come on, Ford, you can't let that Ferrari take the pole.
Oh, sure you can.
No.
And honestly, this field is pretty spread out. Nobody's going to be able to take advantage of any slip.
Papa, that's true. They really are
Yeah.
separated from each other quite a bit and not, really giving each other space for the qualifying lap. So well done to these guys through this. And you see Cotton putting up a
Yeah,
pole
there
there
we
with a
go.
4:05.294. Ecstasy going to go ahead and put his name in the hat there in P2 for now with a 4:07.697. We saw Crew Love was having a very good lap, so he's going to put up a 4:09.540. Here comes Root across the start finish. Oh, and he's unfortunately lost
Oh
that.
no. Yeah, too much curb. Too much curb.
Yep.
Take another look at the replay here. You see him trying to use all the track he can muster. And it is still wet.
Right there.
Right there. Yep.
Boom.
Maybe a little over adjustment. I couldn't quite tell exactly what it was, but boy, did it cost him. So this is the final lap as you see old Elzo coming through. Sheldo's got himself up into that P2 position.
I think
And
Yeah,
Elzo
really.
moves up into P6.
Some guys just don't need slip.
Right. Then again, if they had slipped, would they be a little bit closer to that 4-minute mark that we saw with the first split?
Right. Absolutely.
So I think that concludes our qualifying session here at Le Mans for the
Drama
Ford versus
already.
Ferrari challenge. And Chuck, you want to run us through the qualifying results?
Yeah, so we've got let's see here. We've got Totten Ballistics in the Ford GT race car with a 4:05.294. We got PHG Sheldologist in the first Ferrari in the grid with a 4:06.324. We got PHG Fast Cougar in a Ford with a 4:06.575. We got B Pabst in the Ford with a 407.614. We got PHG Ecstasy in another Ferrari with a 407.679. We got Faf Elzo in another Ferrari with a 408.146. We got NVR Crew Lob in the Ford with a 409.540. And BHR Old Man Pip in a Ferrari with a 410.069. In P9, we got PHG Slick, fellow VR driver, and a Ferrari and a with a 410.194. PHG Jazam in a Ferrari with a 410.964. We got in P11 Faf Jimmy K9 with a 412.743 and a Ferrari, and PHG Root with a 423.549, and VIP Left to Pass You with a 506.916. The last three also in a Ferrari.
Okay, so that sets our grid here for the split 3 drivers. These guys are Going to be starting off in a grid start, false start check. So we saw in the first race the first few turns can really be kind of lively. What do you guys expect to see? Do you think they're going to be neat and tidy with it, or do you think we see a little bit of chaos through the beginning of this race?
I think you're going to see a little bit of chaos. And I say that because you have all these 4, 5, 8 in the back, but 8th, 9th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. And we know they are quick on the go. So they're going to be pushing these first couple turns to make up some ground on these Fords ahead of them. It's going to be
Yeah,
chaos.
and we saw a
Yeah.
variety of strategies play out in the first race. I expect
Yeah.
nothing different here in the second race. So, really interesting. Chuck, what do you think the prevailing strategy is going to be for this?
I think the prevailing strategy is going to be speed and power from Ford. No, but I am very excited to see that there's more Ferraris, excuse me, Fartraris in this split. So it's gonna, you know, really show the battle between Ford and Fartrari uh, as the race progresses, and it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers, adjust their strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to build a race car with Ford. Am I getting that right? Oh,
I mean, come
I
on, come on.
Right?
Look at my hat here. Got a little Ford Racing going on there. Look at my shirt.
yeah. Chuck's Forded out. He's ready to go.
Let's go. Get him, Ford.
Papa, correct me if I'm wrong. You're repping the Chevy gear over there, right?
Um, well, just with the hat.
There you go.
That's my boy. NASCAR next week. The duels are on Thursday, qualifying's on Wednesday, and the Daytona 500 is on Sunday.
Let's go,
Yeah.
Daytona.
My
Daytona.
boy Chase Elliott drives the Chevy, so we ain't got none in
Okay.
this race.
No Chevys. But does that mean you're rooting against the Ford?
No, it does not mean I'm
Okay.
rooting against the Ford.
Good answer,
No.
Pops.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I'm in the Ford GT for tomorrow's second race as well. So I've been taking
I
notes.
I stand behind. I think Sheld's got a chance here if he can overcome some of the challenges that we saw the Ferrari may have. It looks like he may have the advantage in the wet. Obviously Papa discussed he's going to have a really good opportunity in the beginning. So, drivers are set in grid positions. I think we are just about ready to get going here. Let's
Yeah,
see if we can take a look on track with them.
good split.
I'm looking
Ferrari
out the
versus Ford in this
window
one.
to the
Love
track
this.
here at Le Mans. It's beautiful. Here we go. So you see we are on board with Cotton Ballistics for our start of the next race here. These are the split 3 drivers. Lights are out, and they are
Boogity, boogity,
starting
boogity.
this race off.
Look at those Ferraris coming up the inside.
Yeah, Sheld's got a great look coming to the inside. We're 2 wide, 3 wide in some positions. As you see, somebody I couldn't quite get the name is making a bunch of moves right up the gut there. Looks like Sheld is going to tuck into P2 for the moment with a herd of cattle behind him. So there's Cotton Ballistics. You see him currently P1 with Sheld in P2, D Pabst in P3, Fast Cougar in P4, Flick VR 5. I missed 6, 7, and 8, but they went really quick. It looks like Krulov currently in P12 with VIP in 13. So there is Slick in that trademark chameleon color livery that he runs.
He started P8, if I recall.
So maybe that was
Oh,
Slick
I'm
that was
sorry.
making that move up the middle.
Click started. Go back. Yep.
As you see, 2 sets of guys going 2 wide.
Click started at P9. Like I said, those 458s.
Oh, what a move! Wait,
Oh,
We got
maybe a
some
little
lagging.
Netco. Looked like
Yeah,
it corrected
Netco.
him.
yeah.
Who's
We
that?
can take a
Root?
look at that. Look at these guys. 4 cars, just too wide, right next to each other. Old Man Pip didn't have anywhere to go. Somebody ended up out there wide. B Paps. So he's going to lose a few positions through the chicane on that. Cotton Ballistic and Shell still in that 1-2 position with Fast Cougar closely behind. And look at these guys going through the second chicane. Nothing too crazy. Looks like they're all pretty tidy.
Yeah, that was
Old
much
Man
cleaner.
Pip
That
is in
second game.
P8 right now with Root in front of him. Back up to the front, we look at Cotton Ballistics, and you see that train of cars coming down the Mulsanne Straight. Looks like nobody's putting too heavy a pressure on anybody right now. As I say that, Ecstasy pulls right up next to Slick, ends up tucking back behind there. See if we can get a replay.
The guys look like they're running the NASCAR line.
Right?
That
Close
does,
to it, at
doesn't it?
least.
Well, maybe a little bit of contact there, but that was very good job to maintain control, not end up bashing into Root, getting around the turn. Shazam doing a very good job through that section.
P2 was looking for a pass there for the lead.
Ooh. Come on, Cotton. Hold them on.
As we talked about, those Ferraris can do well in the wet
Ooh,
conditions. Oh, somebody's
way
up.
back there.
I didn't check what position it was. I think that was Root. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Oh, he caught something on the side of the track there. Coming down into this left-hand. Oh, he got in a little contact with Jimmy, and then I think he just got bumped, maybe by Kulub, perhaps. Ended up shimming him a little bit. And Chuck, what do you think? I mean, are these guys having a good old time in the rain or what?
I don't know if you can have a good time in the rain when you're racing, but you know, racing's a hot weather sport. So, but at the same time, it is a great equalizer when it comes down to it. Racing in the rain. Come to think of it, that's a movie I really should watch. The Art of Racing in the Rain.
There you go. As we all know, it is certainly common to see rain at Le Mans. And it certainly bring the chaos as well. So,
Oh yeah.
Jackie's
Nobody
combos.
took the opportunity to pit in lap 1 here.
Right. Yeah, Papa, I was just going to point that out. And so it looks like they may be on a little bit of a longer strategy on the intermediates here, maybe waiting for another lap or two to get onto a different compound. While the rain has stopped, the track is wet.
And it does look like Cotton Ballistics is starting to draw ahead as we go back to a replay here. Oh, just maybe drove it too deep.
A little deep, yep.
Yeah, that was Crew Love. Looks like he maybe just didn't quite get the brakes. So we have a train of cars here towards the back of the pack, but to your point, Cotton Ballistics and Sheldo up front. Oh, unfortunately, Jimmy ended up with a half second, and we've got a yellow flag out. I did not see what happened.
Lick is in P12 now. Back in P12 after his spin.
Oh, he's a little wobbly there.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Doing some tank swapping there.
What
That's
happens? You start
unfortunate.
doing a little bit of door banging.
Yeah. So there is a very tight pack up front. As you look 1 through, 8, 9? It's hard to tell. There's so many cars right there in line. These guys are keeping themselves close. Kulub in P7, right in front of SC, even after that unfortunate missed braking spot. So here's SC, who looks like he's going to help him out. He did not go for the move, gave him a little bit of a bump draft there. Now he's going to peek to the inside. And it looks to be like it's an easy turn, but Kulub does a very good job being late on the brakes. Keeps himself in a great inside position. but it was Ecstasy just had too much momentum through that chicane and was able to really make that pass complete. Take another look at it. Papa, do you want to tell me what your thoughts are?
I was going to say, I mean, we're still looking at just at 6 seconds from first to 10th still, as far as a time differential. This is still a tight freaking front of this pack field.
It really is. And,
And
these
Elzo's
guys
right
have
there.
a lot of racing
They
left
have
to
him
do
too.
it, so they are biding their time for this rain to subside. Well, the rain stopped, but the track to dry out, I should say. Oh, and I saw a penalty there. It looks like Sheldo ended up with a half
Oh.
second, unfortunately. That is definitely going to cost him 2 positions, if not 3.
Yeah, and that's just one of the great things about the PHG World Series is, the top split guys are the fastest, right? But a lot of times you'll see some of the best racing you'll see with some of these lower split guys because they're so close together, and it's just it's great to see.
Skill levels. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, the way the qualifying works, it really pairs everybody up against very comparable competition, and it leads to racing like this. So Sheldo only losing the 1 position for now. Let's see if he can hold off Fast Cougar behind him after that half-second penalty. As we jump on board with Fast Cougar, who's got a good look at Sheldo. They navigate there through the Porsche curves. It's the Porsche curves, right?
Porsche.
Bless you. Okay. And here you go. So you see the pit dip is in full effect. We're going to have a few drivers stay out. So this is where the strategy really gets exciting for me to see everything come together towards the end of the race, even though they're different strategies. So Cotton Ballistics, Old Man Pip.
Good.
Oh, Cotton Ballistics, Old Man Pip, Root, Ecstasy, Slick are your 5 drivers so far who have stayed out. Chuck, sorry.
No, you're good, man. I was just saying, like, that's one of the things I'm weak on is strategy. Is I really wish I could have one of you guys up in my ear in the middle of a race saying, like, hey, pit now. In a way, I'm kind of like Old Trickle from Days of Thunder. I just watched that movie last night, actually, getting ready for the Daytona 500. And, it's kind of like that line he says where it's like, I don't know much about cars, okay? Like, I can drive, but I need help with strategy. That's one of my weak points is strategy.
I love the strategy. I'm just not as great on the behind the wheel as I'd like to be.
Yeah. So you and I are like.
Yeah, we'll work well together.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, do this. Come in now.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see everybody that's come out of the pit appears to have gone ahead and taken the mediums. So I don't know that we have anybody going on that soft strategy that we saw a few people take in the first race.
Nope. It looks like Fast Cougars are first one out.
Elzo ended up with a 1-second penalty, so track limit likely. There you get a good view of Root's car as he's driving down the Mulsanne towards that second chicane. Trying to catch up to Mr. Ecstasy. And then you look back, and this is the group of cars who have pit.
Fast Cougar was just over 23 seconds when he came out behind Slick. We'll see how
Okay,
how
so
much
he
time
is gaining.
Yeah.
And we start to see a good dry line forming there.
Yeah, if you look at that rain meter down in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see it is down below that first mark. So definitely in the in the racing medium or soft territory for these guys. As long as they're staying on that dry line, you get off that dry line onto the curbs, and it is wet. So here's Crew Love, who's going to make a pass on Elzo, taking that outside line. don't think we caught that. Oh, here we go. Krulov still solidifying that position as they come down into the Mulsanne corner, staying outside, able to dip in and close the door there on Elzo. Oh, Elzo, and up there in Modena, Italy. And Elzo is going to be serving that penalty up just a little bit farther. But he is going to give Krulov a little bit of a challenge until he has to yield that position for his penalty. So here's Fast Cougar in P6. You can see there's a big gap between him and Slick. So again, Fast Cougar being the first out of the group of drivers who have been into the pits. Slick, Root, and the other group ahead have not. So do they come in this lap? Do you think they're just one lap off, or what do you think they're going to do here?
Yep. Ballistics in.
Ooh. Man, Pit
Really
goes in.
push that
SC
entrance.
in. Is anybody brave enough to stay out? Root is in. What about Slick? He will. Slick is going to be the brave one.
Yeah, he is.
And we take a look back on Fast Cougar. It was about 20 seconds off of Slick's pace right now. And we saw this play out almost the exact same way in the previous race, where somebody else stayed out on the intermediates, and it didn't work out as well as you would hope. We'll see if Slick is able to make this work for him.
You're in a very cougar-looking livery. Or
It
paint
is
scheme,
a
excuse me.
cheetah.
Yeah.
Wow. And you see Cotton Ballistics came out right behind Fast Cougar there.
Cotton Ballistics went from the lead down to P5 as they came out. P4 went Slick pits, but looks like Cotton Ballistics did go all the way. Cougar, Pip, and SC did not. So that's why Cotton Ballistics go back to
Is he
Pip.
getting a little bit sideways? That is going to be trouble for him as he ends up into the wall there
SC.
with a half-second penalty. That is a terrible spot to end up having a challenge. We'll see what happens. Trying to eye up his exit here.
Oh, yeah. Too much.
It is slippery out there.
Wet.
Too much curb.
And that
It's
is an
so easy to
unfortunate
do here.
series of events. You see Sheldologist has got a half-second penalty as well. And then there is Krulov, who is keeping his name in the mix.
It's one of the things I'm learning. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yeah, let's see if he made a pass here. He did. He dipped. Oh, he pulled up next to SC, but I think thought wiser of it and ended up giving it a little bit more break and keeping his position there.
Yeah, once again, we pride ourselves on clean racing out here, so, you know, good on him for backing out of it. But yeah, it's just one of those things I'm learning with practicing for the Nations race coming up is too much curb, you're going to end up sideways.
I didn't see what happened with left to pass
another-
you. Chuck, you want to talk us through this?
All right, so let's see. He's drafting up to him. Ooh. Yep, wet on the side. And just once again, that dry line, you get brave in trying to step outside there, and your slicks catch that wet, and you're sideways all of a sudden.
I do gotta say,
here. Oh, go ahead, Papa.
Yeah, right. Speaking of Slick, I was gonna say Cotton Ballistics came out of the pits in P5. He's up to P3 already, and right on past Cougar's bumper.
Yes, he is, and he's about to make a move here.
Okay, there he goes. He is flying.
That was very well done. As you see, Fast Cougar is going to try and do everything he you can to get his exit speed up and just keep up with Cotton Ballistic. Cotton was flying through that section. So Cotton now putting himself in P2. He is hunting down Slick, who we know still is going to make a pit stop here before long.
Yep.
Fast Cougar behind him, B Pabst. Sheldologist in P5. With Old Man Pip in 6, Q-Love in 7. Got S to CP8. Shazam! Back in P9 right now. The field looks like it's starting to spread out just a little bit.
Yep.
I wouldn't say a lot. Find your drafting buddy now, right?
Right.
And there you see Slick has gone into the pits. So Cotton and Fast Cougar are definitely going to make a pass on that. Papa, what position do you think he's coming out in?
I'm gonna say he's probably. I'm gonna say he's gonna be back around 9th or 10th.
I wouldn't
Kinda
argue
like
that
we
too
saw.
much. I think you're right on the money.
Let's see where it's at. 8th right now. 9th.
He's just now starting with the fuel, so it's going to be lower than that, actually.
Ooh.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, he is going to have some ground to catch up. So similar to the way we saw it play out in the first split, he has filled his tank completely full. And he is about 30 seconds off of the leader with about 10 seconds between him and the next driver. So back up to the front, here's Cotton Ballistics with Fast Cougar. Trying to close a little bit of ground, but it seems like Cotton is starting to put some distance in between him and the next driver.
There he is.
What great work from T-Case there on the cameras. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying.
Oh yeah.
Check out the PHG website. You can find that link pinned in the chat. That way
Also
you
check
can
out the
look in-
PHG Discord. I'm
Yes.
going to go ahead and post a link to that down in the chat here momentarily.
And while you're doing that, it looks like Krulov is trying to close this position here on Old Man Pip. Let's see if he's going to make a move before this next chicane. Oh, gave him a little help. So maybe not just yet. Try to catch up to the leaders. That's really smart play, if you ask me, at this point. They've got S to C
I agree.
behind them, who has got plenty of pace. Maybe those 3 cars could make up some ground if they work together.
Remember,
They're
STC's
listening.
fun, so
Right.
he's still holding him P7.
And this race is far from over, as we know there will be more weather towards the end of this jaunt. See the Old Man Pip, Krulov, and Ecstasy now starting to accordion themselves a little bit closer to each other.
Back past you just got a route.
Root definitely not having the race he wanted, I would imagine. Is Krulov going to give Old Man
Bump
Pip a
draft
little,
there.
little bit of off draft? Yep. And, I definitely personally agree with that strategy when you're, mid-pack or back-pack. I just don't want to fight with anybody. I want to catch up.
Absolutely.
You don't always get that luxury, though, do you?
Nope. Nope, you do not.
Yeah, it's at some point you've got to make a choice where it's like, okay, I want to help you, but I'm also faster than you. So, it's like, do I, go ahead and pass you, or do I keep helping you to help me?
And as you look up front, Cotton Ballistics has increased that gap between him and Fast Cougar by about a second at this point.
as we're coming up to the halfway point, production, do we mind going through the top 5 and seeing where everybody sits right now?
And take a look at the fuel and the tire wear as he's kind of flipping through these guys. That's down on the left-hand side. Yeah, Cougar has much less fuel than Cotton Ballistics does, so I wonder if that will play out to his advantage, maybe having a lighter car.
Oh, and remember,
Shell
Cotton
Dolly
Ballistics.
just a little more.
Cotton Ballistics got a full fuel load, and he did his pit when he went to the mediums. A couple cars ahead of him did not.
I think I only see one Park Ferrari in the top 5 right now, unless I'm missaw things.
Well, and Papa, back to your point about the fuel, we saw, the guys in the first split were cutting that fuel very close at the end of the 12-lap race here. So maybe a good play from Cotton Ballistics that could work out. I mentioned if Fast Cougar's got the lighter car, that doesn't do you any good if you don't have any more fuel. So on board with Crew Love, who is trying to catch back up to Ecstasy. There's a little bit of a gap there. He's just about a second at this point. And it looks like Ecstasy had gotten a pass done on Crew Love. Excuse me. Ecstasy was previously behind him. So Ecstasy moving up into P6 and putting some pressure on Old Man Pip now.
That puts Ferraris in 3rd, 5th, and 6th. Top 6, you got 3 Fords, 3 Ferraris.
Get it, Ford.
The battle continues.
If you watch Ecstasy run that, he's not redlining it all the way out. So maybe doing a little bit of fuel saving just through a short shift. That also could be the best way to drive that Ferrari. I can't personally say. So Crew Love trying to get himself back into the mix there. He's in the slipstream of Ecstasy. Ecstasy is now preying on Old Man Pip. Will he make a move here? Coming down into the Mulsanne corner. Ecstasy does make a move. He's got that inside line. Well done by Ecstasy. And Crew Love with a little love tap there for Old Man Pip. Pop, in a situation like this, would you rather be Ecstasy or Crew Love? Or Old Man Pip?
I guess I always look at when I'm in a group, I always trying to decide who's faster. You want the faster car in front. And then you can use his slip and bump draft him to make him even faster. That's how you catch people. If you're the slower car and you're in front, you're not doing that group of cars any justice. So it all depends.
Yeah, absolutely.
And God knows, I'm not always the fastest one in the group. Rarely. So I do a lot of bump drafting.
No, I can sympathize with that. I'm kind of there. I want to keep up with people and not jeopardize my race too bad. And sometimes you get caught waiting for that perfect opportunity to pass, and it ends up maybe not being the right stretch. Sometimes you got to make it happen.
Right.
As we take a look at VPAPS there, who's trying to make some ground up on Sheldo, get himself up into a podium position. We are just at the halfway point, getting ready to start our 7th lap of running here at the world famous Le Mans. The Olympics are live, but this is the Olympics for motorsports.
I like that. Nice job.
Every once in a while, Old Man Pip, unfortunately, was a half-second penalty, as it looks like Crew Love has gotten a way to pass him. Oh, Crew Love a little bit deep on that, so I think they'll both have matching penalties. I don't know if he's going to get one. Now, wait a second. Where's that penalty normally assessed? He might have made that out,
Yeah.
made it out of that unscathed.
Yeah, looks like it. Cotton Bliss just slowly just gapping himself with Fast Cougar. Over 5.5 seconds left on the lead now.
Cotton is trying to run away with it now.
Yeah.
What a great look there at the NVR Kulub's vehicle. You can see Old Man Pip there behind him. Going through the first set of chicanes there on Mulsanne. Kulub with maybe a little bit of a slower exit. It looks like Old Man Pip. Oh, there is that half second. Oh, I guess he got that on the chicane. Let's take a look here. Looks good there. Looks good here. Right there.
Ah, there it
Oh.
is. Yep.
Little too much speed through that second portion. Not able to get his car back across the line. So him and Old Man Pip did end up with matching penalties. And Ecstasy is going to be able to make his way up a little bit further to try and catch up ground to be passed. And you see 2, 3, and 4, really 2, 3, 4, and 5 are not terribly far away from each other. One mistake will change the whole race. So hopefully these guys can get through the remaining laps unscathed.
Ooh, Kulub went deep. Ooh, almost spun it completely. E7 went way deep coming into that right-hander.
See if we can have another look. Papa, tell us what you saw.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't quite get it slowed down into the kitty litter.
Right,
Really good job not spinning, to your point.
right. Only lost the one position, the Old Man Pip. You got left past you and Shazam. Closing in on him a little bit.
Yeah, and I thought Shazam was going to make the move there. He backed out of it. And, he does have a half-second penalty, which he'll be serving here in just a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of times, Shazam does have a penalty, so it doesn't make much sense for him to try to pass him if he's got that half-second penalty.
That's right. Take a look towards the back of the pack here. Look with a half-second as well, unfortunately. So there's Cotton Ballistics, our leader, who is currently, what is that? About 6 seconds ahead of Fast Cougar right now.
Yeah, just about 6 seconds, almost.
Yep, and he does have the fastest lap with a 4:03.394. Fast Cougar's personal best was a 4:06 at this point, I believe. And there you see Sheldon with a 4:04. So a couple penalties could definitely change everything. And we also know that the sun's getting real low, big guy. So rain is on its way and imminent. I know Papa's got his galoshes. Mustang Chuck's got the umbrella. We're ready to go.
No, I've got my galoshes here. Us here in Cincinnati, Ohio, we've gotten our fair share of snow as well. So
Get the waders out.
yeah, right.
Look at Jimmy K9, who's currently in P12. He's got Elzo up 3 seconds ahead of him. Here is Root running in P10 right now. He's about 7 seconds off Shazam and 35 seconds off of our leader's pace. Shazam, P9. There you get a look at Kulub P7 with left to pass through behind him in 8th. I don't know. There's something about the lights on on these Ford GTs as the sun starts to
Yeah.
set. It's such a cool look.
Yeah. Right. Gotta love it.
So there
Part
is
of racing is the
P6 old man
showmanship,
pit.
right?
That's right. P5 with STC, P6 or 4, excuse me, BPAPs. And the field is spreading out just a little bit. Just a little bit, ever so slightly each lap. Sheldologist in a really good position. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if anybody's coming in for the last rain. If they're staying out and risking it, can they keep it together if they do?
Right.
I don't know about you guys,
Ooh,
but I'm taking
Sheldon
the
was
safe
really.
play. I'd go in for the inners.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
I'm
when you're raced, go ahead, Chuck.
oh, I was just gonna say I'm more of a play it safe than sorry. You know, you might lose a few positions, but it's better to maybe lose 1 or 2 spots rather than overcook it and then all of a sudden you're in the wall and you lose 10 spots.
That's it. That's exactly my theory.
It's definitely a gamble. I mean, if you stay out, if you're on the mediums, you stay out, you gain, 30 seconds, 45 seconds on the field. Better your position from where I. But then, if you make that one little spin, it's going to cost you 20 of those seconds, and the
Yeah.
road's still wet. So it's such a gamble.
Right. And
It is.
Papa does definitely have authority on this because he has done time as a crew chief in some real life racing. So a lot of us kind of lean on him and Shaggy and a lot of other people to give us some race advice here and there.
Yeah, and man, what a wealth of knowledge we have found from Papa. I know I peeked in on his streams sometimes to say, oh, well, let's see what Papa's doing. I'm following his lead. So
All right.
Cotton Ballistics making some room between him and P2 with Fast Cougar. You'll see Sheldo is within striking range at this point. If he can keep himself close and get a good slip through the Mulsanne, that'll put him in a very good position to try and improve into that P2 podium spot. But as we said before, nobody is safe from the rain because it is coming.
It is.
Papa, what do you
they're
think?
gonna
To
have to
end the
take-
next lap? Or was it this one?
Yeah, it's lap 10. Leaders are usually pretty safe. First half of the field's usually pretty safe, can make it to the pits. It's the back half of the field on lap 10. I've really got to be biting those fingernails because it's going to get sketchy. And it happens fast.
Yes, it does.
One-
And Old Man Pip, unfortunately, as you saw, had a half-second penalty there. Looking on board with Slick, who is down into P13 right now, about 7 seconds off the next driver with Jimmy K9. Jimmy also with a half-second penalty. They are easy to get out here at Le Mans.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really wish that Gran Turismo had that Forza has is the option to turn on track limit like highlights so you know where you can and can't go.
Oh, that would be nice. I would like that.
Right. They're just scrolling through the field here, looking at everybody's tires and fuel. I say Mr. B. Paps in P4, he's looking pretty good on his fuel. He's going to spend a lot of less time in the pits. And we know how well that worked last time in the last race.
Yeah,
how
we
big
saw
of a
that
change
give
it can
Mr.
make,
Casual
good or bad.
a huge opportunity. As you see there, Sheld is putting some pressure on Fast Cougar Fast Cougar able to take the inside of that line and come out ahead for right now. Will he be able
Yes.
to hold off Sheldologist?
STC's going to have to hit this lap. He's low on fuel. Super low on fuel. He's been going
yes,
full
he
bore
is.
at that,
Look
trying
at
to make
that.
up. He's been going full bore, trying to
could
make
put
up
him in a
spots
good
after his
position.
spin.
Yeah, I mean, is it possible to do the undercut on the inners here?
It's possible. I mean, really, you're only looking at what three laps on the inners. So, if I were him, I'd be pitting now, putting him on. You know what the rain's coming. You know you need to get intermediate, and you have to pit. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. But
And there you look.
I'm usually wrong, so
Go ahead. No, don't say that. As we look at the battle here for P2, Sheldologist is putting as much pressure as possible on Fast Cougar, making sure that Fast Cougar sees those lights in his rearview mirror. And Fast Cougar doing a very nice job here through this
I
section.
went a little wide there.
You see that gap widens
Break
just
that
a little
draft.
bit.
There
It
you
went
go.
from,
Yep.
whew,
That's the pin.
Breaking that draft. Ah, Sheldon
He
got a
tied onto the
pen.
pit.
ended up with the pen, and he's a little slippery through
Oh,
there.
no,
Lost
there he
control.
goes. Yeah.
Oh, able to maintain it, but does lose a position. Is B. Paps is going to be able to capitalize and drive right by. Let's see what happens here. He got a penalty. Coming up into the chicane, you see he runs this side, runs that side. Still doing okay. This, yep, lost control there into the litter. Could have gotten much worse, but does a really good job on his recovery, getting back onto the track and moving forward. So B. Paps
great
currently in our
recovery,
last podium position.
Great recovery by Sheld, but at the same time, you know, those mediums are looking really rough right now. Like that's my personal rule of thumb. I start seeing halfway through the tires, it's like, do I change? Do I not change?
Yeah.
So that probably had a lot to do with it.
All right, STC just left the pits. Jimmy K9 is also in the pit.
So STC and Jimmy coming. Oh, Jimmy's going in. Okay.
Yep, Jimmy just went in. STC came out in front of Slick. He really should gonna let Slick go through here. Slick's on the racing mediums. He's still got the better tire. But STC's holding strong.
To the point you made earlier, Papa, you think you want him to go ahead and take the lead ahead of you and just follow suit.
Yep.
But maybe he's worried about. Look at the wear on those. Oh, I'm sorry. We're looking at Slick. I was thinking we were looking at STC's intermediates for a second. Let's say he's just barely ran them because those intermediates do degrade very quickly on dry pavement. There goes Slick, who's going to get by STC now as they go into the first chicane.
If I'm STC here, I just sit here behind Slick.
And here's our leader, Cotton Ballistics, who currently has a very comfortable 10.5 second lead over Fast Cougar.
Yeah, he's getting
just out
down
on
to
a Sunday
about
drive.
that. Look at his fuel. Oh, wait, that's Fast Cougar. Okay, yeah, his fuel's really low. But yeah, look at those tires, though. That might be an issue coming up here in the last, was it 2.5 laps or so.
Well, and as we talked about, I think the storyline is anybody brave enough to stay out and not come in for inters here. Obviously, the fuel is going to demand a few people will have to pit.
Cougar's going to be close making it to the pit. Should make it, but barely.
Sheldologist is going to go ahead and serve his half-second penalty here, so that'll put a little bit more gap. He was able to close up that room between him and B-Paps, but now he serves, and it will widen again. So, do we see people jumping into the pits now, or did they risk it and run another lap?
Mm,
I don't know. Somebody's going to. You just know it. You know somebody's going to do it. We need the drama. But not me.
Yeah. Safe than
And
sorry.
let's
That's
see
what
what
I
our leader
say.
does.
Yep.
The leader goes in, so I wonder if that will.
Yep.
And
There's
just
the
on
rain.
cue, here comes the rain.
Yep.
Cougar
Barely.
made it. He's going to come in on 0, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out.
Paps, Sheldologist. Krulov moved his way up into P5. We missed a couple things there. Oh, and Old Man Pip has got himself into a little bit of trouble here. Let's see if we can see what happens.
Yep.
The rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back half of the field.
Couldn't get it slowed down. Yeah, just like you said, Pop, absolutely on point. So there's Elzo trying to fight the same challenge. Does a real good
Here
job
comes
getting it
Ecstasy.
slowed down and navigated.
Ecstasy already on those intermediates. So right by him.
Woo! Wild ride there with Shazam for a second. Root on the mediums as well. Are they all dipping in? Root does not. Slick did not either.
Mm,
He's got enough fuel.
interesting.
Well, and Papa, you said those Ferraris could be a little bit better in the wet, so maybe he's picking up the traction control and going to work through it. While it did not rain for very long, you'll see on the rain meter in the bottom left there below the PHG World Series logo that it is up in the intermediate territory in that middle ground.
Oh,
VIP
that.
left to
You'll
pass you,
love to
stayed
see
out.
it.
Up in P3. He's still on the mediums.
Left it past you, stayed out. How about that?
And he was back there a ways, so if he can stay in front of Fast Cougar and Shell, hold him up for another minute or two, he'll be on the better tires. He's just got
And
to
it
stay
doesn't
there.
look like he's going to be able to do that as Fast Cougar is able to make a quick move and pass. Sheldon's going to take the same opportunity, and both of those intermediate drivers seem to be just flying right by him there, unfortunately.
Right. Track's gonna dry. And left past you. If you
It
can
is.
stay right there with them, we'll have a better tire for that final lap.
Oh, and Sheldon ended up a little bit wide, but no position changes
Recovery.
just yet.
I think he avoided any penalties.
Yeah. I think left to pass did a good job giving him space. So looking through the field a little bit, Krulov down into P7 after the pits. There is Slick. He's currently in P8 with a Root and an Old Man Pip right by him. Here goes Root pulling up alongside.
Ooh.
And that puts Root on the outside. Oh, Old Man Pip is going to peek in, see if he can get this done.
Oh, look at this.
Root getting wide and getting in the way. Old Man Pip. I think Old Man Pip might have had him had he not have made that maneuver. And Old Man Pip is on the intermediate compound. We know Root and Slick are both on the medium as they stayed out. There goes Root past Slick, maybe. Oh, not sure what's going
I
on.
think that
Looks
might have
like
been
Root
netcode.
ended up in the back of that. Was that a netco?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's netcode.
I think Root's been having a little bit of netcode this whole race, so
One
Root needs to
downside
get
of
that
sim
in that
racing.
slanted.
yep, exactly. But
Okay, so there is your leader with Cotton Ballistics.
Hell
Got
yeah.
one more lap to go and about 18 seconds between him and the number 2 driver in B Paps. There's Fast Cougar in P3 with Sheldologist right behind him. No breathing room. Sheld wants that podium position back.
Now we'll see if left pass you can goes back in on the 3rd and 4th place. The track's dried out more to his tire
Come
wear.
on, Cougar. Show
That'll
that
be
forward
really
power.
interesting. More power.
Speed and power.
Sheld is in a great position to make a move on the Molson if he can get a good exit. Whoa! Fast Cougar heavy on the brakes through that section.
I don't know. If I'm
Sheld is
Shell, I
carrying a
stay
little
where
bit
I'm
more
at.
speed.
That's
Stay where
fair.
I'm
I
at
mean,
if I'm Shell.
Sheld's,
Wait till the end of the lap.
Sheld's doing one of my favorite tactics too, is just get all up in their grill and try to, or in their, on their bumper and try to force them into a mistake. Let them know, hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
It does take some talent to be able to look back and know you've got somebody, breathing down your neck that's ready to take that position anytime you make a false error.
We got Sheld looking like he's going to make a move here.
He's taking a look,
Yep.
tucks back in.
Forward power. Looks
Taking a
out
look.
again.
He'd be on the outside for the beginning. He'll switch
Top
back.
end of the Fords, man. Look at that. Speed and power.
So there we take a look with P9. That's Slick. He's got Root behind him. Old man Tip in front. Root's going to try and pull alongside Slick here. They're both on the mediums, if I remember correctly, right? Or is Slick intermediate?
Nope, both mediums.
Root not able to get it done in that section. But again, breathing down Slick's neck. And here he goes door to door with Slick. Can't quite tell from this view if he's gotten by him. Oh, look at that. They are door to door. Root would have the inside. Slick a little late on the brakes. Not able to navigate it. Root netco's again and ends up back behind him. Wow, what a series of events. These two are having a battle.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine what that looked like in VR.
I can confirm. Pardon my French, shit gets real in VR. It's wild.
So then we move back up front to look at the battle. Looks like Sheldologist has made the move and got himself up into that final podium position, getting past Fast Cougar. And in a very good time as they're coming into the last section of this track here. And he hold off Fast Cougar for the remaining, I think it's what, 8-10 turns there?
Looks like we got
That should be a
Ballistics
concern.
coming in to the last little bit of complexes for a solid win.
There he is. There is
More domination, baby!
your winner for our split 3 drivers in
Cotton.
Cotton Ballistic. Well done. B Paps looking like he is going to secure the P2 position here.
Ford number 2. Let's go. We got a Ford number 3.
Oh, Fast Cougar and Shelder. I see the positions changing. What happened? Fast Cougar's spun. Where'd Shell go? I wonder if we can get a replay.
Shell got reset.
Fast Cougar
Had to
looks
have.
like he gave the
He was
position.
way
I don't
back
know.
there. Yeah, I think
Let's
Fast
see
Cougar
what
gave him
happened.
position back.
Cougar's
Passed you
behind him.
P5.
Sheld is on the brakes pretty heavy.
Oh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, both of them. Oh no.
Yeah, it
Fighting
looks
for
like
that
they just
last
got into each
position.
other a little bit. Fair play for Cougar to yield that position back for Sheld. And here's Old Man Pip with Slick breathing down his neck, trying to get up into that P8 position. He cannot do it. Root finishes P10. Here's Elzo. Looks like he's going to be able to come in with a P11. With plenty of space between him and Shazam. And there is our P12 driver in Shazam.
Liam.
I can't say it without doing it. I'm sorry.
I don't think any of us
FAF
can.
Jimmy K9 is going to wrap up our grid here with a P13 finish. And that concludes our split 3 race for this week. Congratulations to Cotton Ballistics with the pole position and the clean race bonus.
And the fastest lap.
And the fastest lap. Yeah, absolutely. Chuck, do you want to talk us through the results here?
Oh yeah, sure. Looks like Ford had 3 top 5 positions here. Yeah. So we got Cotton Ballistics in the Ford with first place. B Pabst in second in the Ford. Shelled, uh, fair enough, with the nerdy Fartrari. P4, we got Fast Cougar in the Ford. We got in P5 in the Fartrari. VIP Left to Pass You. P6, PHG Ecstasy in the Fartrari. NVR Crew Lob in the Ford GT. Uh, P8, VHR Old Man Pip in the Fartrari. P9, PhD Slick in the Ferrari, fellow VR driver. PhD Root, he cheats, by the way, everybody knows. In the Ferrari, in P11, FAF Elzo in the Ferrari. P12, Jazam in the Ferrari. And P13, FAF Jimmy K9 in the Ferrari.
Wow, what a really good set of races we got to watch tonight with splits
Right?
1 and 3. Uh, Papa, let me throw it over to you. Who is your driver of the race from the split?
Oh, man. I mean, how can you not pick Cotton Ballistics? I mean, ran the field and won with the 22nd lead. How do you not acknowledge that? I'm going to have to go with Cotton Ballistics on this one.
Very good. Mustang Chuck, how about your
Easy one,
choice?
yes.
Cotton Ballistics as well. He's he definitely had his strat down, and once again, like Pop said, dominated the field and had plenty of space behind him uh, to secure the victory.
Okay. I am going to throw Sheldologist into the mix. I think he had a very good race. Did a very good job maintaining his position. Couple unfortunate challenges there. And with an honorable mention to Fast Cougar for the way
Yeah.
that finished there. He didn't feel like he earned that position. He ended up giving it back to Sheldologist for the finish. So I think that was a very classy move. A fair play to you, Fast Cougar. Well
Yeah.
done, sir. Tell us in the chat who you are picking for your driver of the splits. There is one other driver that's going to end up in there. That's B Pabst. He moved up from what P5, I think, is what it was, maybe
Yeah.
six
4-5.
into a
Yeah.
P2 position. So that's a really good race that he had there. So he will also be thrown in the mix there for voting. So let us know there who your choices are. And I'm sorry, production. Do we take a break? Okay, so We've got 2 more races for everybody tomorrow. We want to thank our sponsors one more time. So we've got 4D Racewear, really cool stuff. You'll see Papa and Salamander and some of those guys wearing some custom jerseys that they got. Those are
Gloves.
phenomenal. Those are really
The
cool. Oh, he's
gloves.
got it right there. Boom, 4D.
Gotta get me
VXD
one of
Graphics.
those.
Yeah, those are sharp. VXD Graphics, we want to make sure and send a special shout out to them. Everything through the stream looks so good, and it is all thanks to them, as well as TK's back behind the scenes making it all work. Let's see, Mist Chronicles, and don't forget about Lithograph Comics, aka Litho. You can find all their information down below in the description. Be sure to come back and join us for splits 2 and 4 tomorrow. Mustang Chuck. Oh, wait, Mustang Chuck, what do you got to close us out?
There you go.
Just glad to see a lot of Ford domination going on. Looking forward to see some more Ford domination tomorrow. I will be jumping in after doing some practice for nations. So yeah, it's going to be a great day. I'm already very, very happy to see Ford doing very well in this battle at this historic racetrack and proving once again Ford domination.
They were supposed to come in 1, 2, 3, right? And wasn't that your plan?
I would, you would hope, but I mean, split 1 and split 3. Winners are
Yeah,
Fords. Top 5 were dominated by Fords. I'm just saying, just saying.
fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think we've heard Chuck.
Yeah.
You're a Ford guy. Got it.
And Papa, before we come over to you for closing thoughts, Cotton Ballistics did win the driver of the race, so congratulations to you. The fans have
Nice
spoken.
job, Cotton.
Well done there, Cotton. Papa, what are your closing thoughts for us tonight?
Incredible races. I guess what intrigued me the most is the varying strats. Like taking a piece of paper out of a hat, that's your strat for the race. There's like 3 or 4 decent strats that were trying to people were trying tonight. I'll be in split 4 second race tomorrow. Hopefully I can come up with something solidified for myself. Because right now my mind's just scrambled. Definitely a couple options I need to consider, but I can't wait. I always get nervous before the races, but once the race starts, it's race mode, and I always seem to screw it up. Just go back and watch the first 3 rounds. I'm pretty good at that. Let's see, but man, I just thank you to everybody. Broadcast commentators, Aggie for putting it together, the creators, the people in the background with the graphics and everything. And of course, it couldn't be done with all the drivers and the different teams that take part in all this. It's just amazing. Amazing. That's all I can say.
It is amazing, and Papa, I always say it's an honor to be a part of. So thank you guys all for having me here. Another shout out to everybody out there watching. Really appreciate all the donos and everything you guys showed a ton of love tonight. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget to stop by the sponsors, check them out, show them how the PHG community acts and how much we spend, supporting our sponsors. Big shout out to all those guys. Um, you know, if nothing else, I'll leave you guys with a theme that you're going to get from the Olympics. You know, we're all one people, right? We're all the same, just a little bit different on the inside. It's just fun to get together and compete, do it the right way, do it with sportsmanship
Thanks.
and show some grace along the way. And you saw plenty of that through tonight's race, and you're going to see more tomorrow. You always do within the PHG community here. Great racers, better people. Don't forget, mental health is a true issue in America and around the world. Check on your
Mm,
friends. Don't be afraid to ask them a couple times. A lot of times, say, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. No, really, how are you doing? Don't be afraid to ask more than once. It makes a difference,
right.
and you could help
Uh,
somebody and save their life. So check on people. Be sure to take care of your friends. And guys, thank you so much. Big shout out to TK's back behind the scenes, making the production for tonight happen. Make sure and give him a like and a subscribe. on the video. Thank you guys so much for having me. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We asked for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. I see him grinning behind the wheel. He loves the chaos, that's his deal. But one day soon we'll outsmart the skies and leave the Rainmaker high and dry. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. Oh. I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. its fate. Or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the I see him grinning behind the wheel. He loves the chaos, that's his deal. But one day soon we'll outsmart the skies and leave the Rainmaker high and dry. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. Oh. I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine. But here comes a storm, right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track